camera again.
Welcome to the Salted Dragon Tavern. Thanks, Matty Boggs, for your raid. How you guys doing?
Hi, everybody. We're all knackered. well, two of us are knackered.
Well, it's for those who are for those who are actually in Australia and those who are not in Australia. This weekend was Oz Comic Con. So yeah, there's been a few people who at this table have gone to that this week.
Yeah, I've been a work off weekend.
As have I, because this was also the pre-release weekend for the most recent Magic set, Modern Horizons in stores now. but you can't buy it until Friday, okay? Unless it's this weekend, in which case you can buy it, but then you can't until Friday.
That sounds very confusing.
It's this whole thing.
The audio has changed a little bit, so if anyone feels like the audio is a bit off, please tell us.
Well, this isn't quite facing me as much as it should.
I just made a realization, but I'm not sure if I should share it with you because we're live.
Mine's facing me, I think.
What is your realization?
There we go.
I put my underwear on backwards to the side.
Holy shit.
You realise we're live, right?
Cut it out!
Oh, you
Look, it's inside out and backwards.
Look, it's
I
okay.
fixed it.
Look, it may be before the watershed.
What?
Actually, no, that's all about it. It's before the watershed, so we're traveling.
Okay, so for those who are actually currently on stream at this present moment of time, we don't actually start. We usually just like to start and have a bit of a chat with everyone. So by all means, if you want to ask questions and stuff like that, and just shoot the shit with us for the next half hour.
Probably
We're slightly delayed, so we'll be starting at 6:30-ish our time, so it's about 20 minutes from now. And yeah, we'll start playing then.
It's already 10 past.
Yeah, exactly. Time goes by quickly when you don't even realise what's going on. I'm sure that my camera will get knocked.
No, I'm
Well,
being careful.
everyone's here except Ash,
Just
so
watch
you
the
can't
camera.
stop.
Yeah, I know about cameras and the media.
As they say, time is the enemy.
So while it's quiet, I'm going to show off products. So this is one of the
Explain yourself fully.
Okay, me and my warband leader Sarah Dalton, we run the Handmade Larper. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. I haven't done anything on Instagram yet. I really need to get around to that. But we're leather workers by trade, so we make armor, weapon sheaths, anything you can think of that can be made of leather. We will make it. And this was one of the latest works that I made for myself because I wanted a proper full cover dagger sheath instead of using frogs all the time. And I wanted it red.
You're in front of it.
Wow, on the camera, this red looks amazing.
It does actually, yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it's shiny.
So, just over Tim's camera. Whoop.
Ooh, it's very rich.
No, there's got to be a better way to do it. Let's try my camera. Here we go. It is a beautiful sheath. It is really, really, really nicely done. Have a check out of the stitching. It is just so nice.
Did you use a machine for that? Did you hand stitch it?
Hand stitched.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's...
There is a way of doing
I
leather
got to be
stitching.
honest, I got faith in you, but I wasn't expecting shit this nice to come out of it. So, yeah, this is...
Oh, wait till you see my next project.
It's simple because it's got no embossing, but once you, if
I couldn't
I'm gonna
emboss
get
that
some
now, it's already
custom
been sealed.
yeah, I'm gonna get some custom shit from you, I think, because this is some of the nicest leather work in regards to armor and historical reenactment stuff that I've seen in a while.
But yeah, the next project I'm working on currently is a full sheath for a sword, a basket length sword.
Are you wearing pajamas?
No. We already had this conversation, Chris. Of course not. Why would you wear pajamas outside? That's ridiculous. Shut up.
And real shoes.
You're wearing pajamas.
And
Real people's
a
shoes.
full suit of leather armor with metal backing, so basically
cold,
like a
isn't it?
brigandine
Okay.
made out of leather that's going to be like this,
Yeah.
but embossed. It's going to be full head to toe, and it's going to be black and red panels the whole way. It's going to look amazing once it's done. I cannot wait.
And then you can
Now,
tell
are you
me
guys
which one's with it,
a bit
Yes.
more to your
Tell me when
right,
it's
to
right
sorry,
and
to
when
your
you
left?
find some,
My left?
logistics.
Go to my right.
Saturday.
Working.
Who
Yes.
keeps drawing on erasers? It just
Me.
makes
But that
smudgy
wasn't me.
marks all over
No,
the.
it doesn't.
That wasn't me, but I did do it.
How does it make smudgy marks? Do you rub things out like
Oh
this?
no, my bum made a
You
mess.
should have made a table cleaner.
Of the drink, I knocked the table with my bum.
All right. Okay.
Out of context phrasing. Actually, I think my bum has a solution to your problem.
That's mildly concerning.
I don't think it's round enough, but I'm sure I could work something out.
I beg your pardon?
It's like, great work. That could also work if I need a holster for a single anti-tank round.
You know.
Quick shout out for those who are in the channel. Are you having any problems with any
No, I
audio?
can fit a 50 cal machine gun round into it. Easy.
50 cal machine gun, but not a tank round.
Yeah, bit small for a tank round.
And too flat, too.
I was going to say, it's too flat. It's not
Christian?
quite...
I'm sorry, but do you want it?
No, throw in the bin.
No!
No, actually, I want to keep it.
You've got your drawings in there.
Yeah,
It's got a whole bunch of stuff from Yolan and
goodness. Yolan's dead, guys. He's not coming back.
That's a lot.
I don't need reminders. It's not like I've spent the last week making a bloody character.
It's
But
not like
you
you
know
spent the
what?
last
Oh
week
my God.
working about the house.
Dude, oh my god, you know what's exciting though?
Your art was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You did
I got new dice! Look how pretty they are! I got them with, was it Roll with Advantage? The place, yeah. Ash got the loot box and I stole one of his dice from the loot box.
We were going to open that on stream.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's partially. It's
I think he still got it.
Pass it
I just stole one.
It's partially solid.
So, guys, we have a
Guys,
sponsor.
You talk over each other and you can be barely heard.
Thief!
We have a
You shoot
partnership.
that.
Where's my mug?
We have a partnership
always
with
been my bad. I stole
with,
back.
Roll with Advantage.
How sick are they? They're
So-
so cool.
So they're saying the audio sounds pretty good.
What are the
A bit
dice we
roomy,
got
but
now?
not
Loot box?
unintelligible.
Oh, this is
I know.
another
Oh, it's the
one.
same one as the ones that we got. So
Yeah, these are a clear line.
They're so cool though, I love them.
They're really nice. So they've got 2 layers of black with a clear glassy green in the middle. It's really quite a pretty dice.
Yes.
It's,
No, didn't roll a 10.
You don't roll 10.
no, they're just really
They're
nice
just really
dice. They're just really.
is that just one of the sets, is it?
Yeah, Ash has the rest. I
Yeah,
don't
so he's
just
probably
roll
got the
them.
orange one and then the blue one and
So,
probably
but-
the D3. Ah, by the way,
I got
one
to be
was
honest, I didn't like the orange ones. They were a bit glaring, but these
Yeah.
are really
Because
nice.
they
These are
sniff the
stunning.
orange.
Yeah.
so I was cleaning out my back shed a little bit to sort of sort things out. So I had some.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, it was a bit of an effort. So I just rearranged everything so I actually had more room to move around. That was the main thing I had to do. And one of my little boxes, which has more dice in it.
Of course it does.
Of course it does.
What's that?
That's a giant D20.
A D30?
Pass it in. Toss it on.
That's not a D20. It's got
It's a
20 sides.
D30.
No, it's got a
D50.
29 on it. There's a 30. That's a 30. D30.
Why would you need a D30?
I have no idea. I just have one.
That's a really cool dice. though.
Why would you need a D20?
For most role-playing game systems.
Yes.
I'm going to change the D20s now to all D30s, but you have to use that dice. Everyone has to pass
So
it.
D30 minus 10.
Yeah.
His critical fails are going to be critical fails.
God, it's like hard mode.
It takes a lot of time to decide what it wants to stop on.
yeah, 'cause it's
It
got,
rolls quite a bit.
well, the flat sides are.
It gets there eventually.
Well, the flat sides are smaller, so it's
Have
less
you
to
seen the
balance on.
D100s?
Yeah, they're huge. I want to actually get
It's
one,
like
just for the shits and
Big,
giggles.
and you like roll it as it's a ball.
Yeah,
So it
it
just
rolls
keeps
forever.
going, and eventually it'll settle. And it's so hard to tell what number it's meant to be.
So all you do is you
Like-
put a finger on the top and try and turn it slightly, and if it's balanced right, it'll turn, and if you've missed, it'll tell you which side is right.
I actually need a good line on sourcing D100s because I 4 people have come into work and they're like, hey, have you guys got any D100s? And I said, I don't know.
I thought you would throw it at me. So I flared.
Can I see? That's terrible.
Wait, I wanna. Whoops.
I think it's time we start playing.
No, we're still going to wait for Ash, for starters.
Oh, of course I rolled one.
So I'm still going to wait for
Sorry,
you to
guys.
move your seat over a bit more.
What?
Move your seat over a bit
I
more.
did.
You did not.
I did.
Just more.
You legit did.
Cuddle up to. Yeah, that's it.
You're really warm, and it's actually really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tim,
Yo.
what can I unplug?
Here's your head.
My head?
How's
I'm
it
not dying yet.
Which one can I
Inside
unplug?
Inside my head. I'm doing well.
Pretty much any of them. They're all for that computer,
yes.
so they're not doing
Should I
all much. The
whistle?
only one that's probably
No.
Probably
the
not on
grey
stream.
one's the
Hey,
heater.
hey, can you source me lemon tarts?
Can I sauce you lemon
Unplug
tarts?
something.
You're a chef.
It was
Where
big
do I
red.
get good lemon
Another-
tarts? The best lemon tarts you can find.
Portugal.
Portugal?
Oh, now that was a great.
No.
I would have assumed.
Portuguese custard tarts are different.
I would have assumed France for really good
illustrates,
lemon
eh?
tarts.
Well, look, I'm still going to
I've got an obsession with two things, right? So this one's my bucket list. I want to bake the perfect apple pie. I've baked.
Apple pie. is
I
so
have
yummy.
baked no less than 27 apple pies over the course of the last 3 years. It is on my bucket list to make the perfect apple pie.
Seems very specific.
It's good though.
It's bizarre, but yeah. So I'm going round to my dad's house next weekend to bake a cherry pie because I've never baked a cherry pie, and
That
I've
sounds
decided
nasty.
I want to try
No,
and
cream pie is nasty.
yeah. Well,
To the
Your
face.
face is nasty.
Camera.
Although sweet cream pie is different.
Hey Ash, sit down. We're about to play. You have no chair though.
It's very good, funny because it's good.
It's Amir who doesn't have a chair.
Oh.
But we don't have an Amir this week because he's up
There's
at.
no Amir here.
Yes, so Amir can.
Amir can poop his butts out.
Yep.
But he's not pooping. He's in the infirmary.
He's in
We
the
need to
infirmary.
mix.
Pooping his butts out.
Son! Sonarail! How are you, Sonny?
Hey,
I'm still not caught up on things.
who's doing
Oh,
the
no.
customs?
Oh
Who
my
did
God.
Ash's custom?
Someone already good.
The mini?
Well,
The mini.
My friend.
He's friend.
Nicholas Pantelis. He's
That's really. No, my dad's got my box.
Cost is relatively high, but nice.
I got mine for like
that could be interesting.
Okay, but yours isn't as complex.
mine's still very attractive.
His one was relatively more pricey than your average.
Hey,
Because
Alice,
it's got extra
did you
details.
take my dice out at any point?
Nope.
Because they're not in there.
And you, and you didn't put them back in after we.
I did. 100% did.
Like it might not
No.
be extravagant.
I only
but it's
stole the
still,
one
it's
set
still
that you said I
nice.
could
It's
steal.
very good.
Can you grab me a
Now,
Who's the guy that
Where
makes this again?
is
Because
my
I need
model?
to get. I want to tribute.
Oh, no, wait.
Tim,
Model of
I
your.
think Rayleigh's behind you to the left
You'll
of
have to roll
the
on
beast
that
on the
magic
far
when he
right.
uses these
The white one. He's still not painted.
It was a heavy.
Oh, because I can't get the other camera set up because I have no idea where the actual camera's gone. It's disappeared
dice. Hi,
somewhere.
son.
We're not going to have a battle.
We're gonna have to,
keep sending him commissions.
Theatre of the mind.
Theatre of the mind a little bit. I mean, I'll write out a map and we could probably.
To answer the question of how we are, I did a stretch
Just because
drawing
it's not on
last
camera,
week.
we can still use a battle map because it's much easier for
Very
us. So it'll
detailed
be
stress
theatre of
drawing.
mind for.
This was
I'm gonna do like a
this
mini
was
map more than
last
anything
week's
else.
stress.
Yeah, we can have theatre of the mind for the viewers, but I find it hard to know where I am without a map.
That's why I draw what Tim describes as we go.
He does. I use it.
A lot
It's
of the
very
time.
convenient.
Well, Sunrail, last week was a very interesting episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, son. Please tell me you've watched the last episode.
Son, please. Please, son.
Have you caught up yet?
I want you to stay and watch, but also don't.
Oh no. What's terrible is we have to wait for her response because it's not like instant.
Oh, of course.
Ah.
I'm very patient.
That's a cry face.
Cry face.
Oh no. I don't know if that means she's watched it or she hasn't watched it and wants to watch it.
Please, son, use your words.
She uses expression for
We
emotions.
love your emoticons, but we need an answer.
It's so ambiguous.
Oh, also Tim here.
Dun.
What's that?
Like
The
what my
lighter
colours.
that's currently burning.
Are they thinner than this one?
Yeah, they are.
What?
They're thinner.
I haven't yet. Sorry. Yay.
Oh
Don't do that. Those ones are known.
Son?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, this whole thing's a spoiler alert.
no! This whole episode is a big spoiler spoiler. You
However-
don't like spoilers, but it could be like a big, like flashback thing, and
This is look,
this
just
could be, you could also
It's
go
not
below.
though.
think about it. Like where everybody is and what's happening. This is the start of an episode of a TV show. Legit.
It is.
Yeah.
Just so you know, don't worry. Half of the characters technically haven't seen what's happened yet either.
Lots of surprises in store for everyone.
There's a reason I did that drawing that I posted about.
You're stress drawing.
No, the other
Oh,
drawing.
the other one.
The beautiful portrait.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the stress drawing.
Of the rear.
That was kind of a stress drawing as well.
You're right.
I'm manipulating him.
Your metagaming is what you're doing.
No, I'm joking.
Oh no, it's got the fucking cheese in it.
Fucking cheese! What happens if you mix cheese with Coke? Does Coke do something weird to Bocconcini?
You mean like if he pushes one of the cheeses in there?
No, I meant like.
Well, here, will you use your glass?
No, thank you.
Tim,
I'm gonna
do you want to swivel that camera around
With a
just a
full
little bit
lights?
because there's no one
Because
sitting at the
science.
end there?
Science!
Remove all the books and
Yeah, I would move everything because I don't know if it'll explode.
It's not gonna explode.
No, I
That's
haven't had
just
time to
lots
set
of
it up
us.
No,
properly.
that's enough. That was
Yeah,
like just enough that I don't feel like I'm encroaching on Ron.
You guys can
Ron's
actually just physically
space.
move over just even a couple of inches if you wanted to.
No, that would be logical, Tim.
give it a couple inches.
I just felt like I was encroaching on
You
Ronnie's
just need to
space.
move the
Nah.
So this is like
intentionally
super
don't
high
use
grade
space.
paracord if it's called Venetian blind
As I'm
cord.
clearly the opposite.
I'm this big guy with this tiny little narrow thing. You go over there and just.
Little person needs to
You gotta
assert
take
their space.
Lord of all you survey, I need this much space
What's disgusting
for my
about cheese one?
everything.
Where's that character?
I don't know.
Oh.
So
I was gonna say that, and then I remembered. That's right.
Tim,
Oh.
can you pass over Amber's card thing for stats?
Well, what do you need?
That
The-
thing so I can
yeah.
write down the things. Dang.
well, test the cheese in Coke
That's
theory.
what I'm about to do.
Really?
Ugh, you guys are weirdos.
What are you
Monster.
doing?
Science!
Strength is...
No.
What am I writing? Just 18?
Yeah.
Or...
Energy.
Cheese!
Oh!
Cheese.
Hey, Fate, how you doing?
I did. I'm just waiting for it to.
Greetings.
Now you gotta get it out.
Hello.
That's easy.
I'm concerned for your well-being.
Why?
I'm concerned for his sanity.
I'm concerned for all our sanity.
It actually tastes pretty good.
All right, let's go through a couple of announcements and stuff and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to go too much into the LARP calendar this year, this particular time around, because most of them have passed over. So the only ones we've got LARP-wise is coming up. We've got like essentially 2.5 months of nothing. And then it comes into suddenly 3 all at once.
That's
So
a lot.
we'll
I
have
think there's
Literally 3 all at once.
3 at once, yeah. So we'll have.
Starcraft Winter Ball
Black-
somewhere.
I don't even have the dates for that one written down, so I don't want to worry about it.
Honestly, those ones, like,
Guys,
It's fun
guys,
to dress up.
guys.
It's fun to dress up.
yeah.
Yeah, so just very quickly, we do have LARPs coming up in the end of September, first week of October. Probably that's the only LARPs that we got coming up. Thank you. So yeah, we'll go more into those at a later date. As I mentioned before, we've got a large list of friends that we like to sort of promote as much as we can. I'm not going to go into a lot of the streams that we sort of have around with, but you know, Matty Borgs, love your shit.
Just close the door. It's cold as fuck.
I also want to do a shout out to, as we said before, Roll at Advantage, because they sent us some dice last month and we've got some more of them.
Yeah, my dice box came in.
Yes, your dice box game, except that you don't have it with you at the moment.
No.
We'll do the next one because you're subscribed, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Is there
Yeah,
a
the next one.
bocconcini at the bottom?
There's a bocconcini at the bottom of the Coke. This wouldn't do all that much.
No, it didn't.
It actually adds a slight tinge of flavour and it's quite nice.
Quite slight
Cheesy.
tinge of flavour. That's all it has.
Anyway, actually, you know what? Right now, as part of my announcements, I'm going to give anyone out there who's actually having a stream, I'm going to give you some tips on how to run your stream. First things first, before you get a chance to, but unfortunately I usually don't get the chance because half my players don't turn up till we're about to start. The first one of those tips is stop interrupting everyone. because otherwise we can't hear you for nuts.
I like that.
Second thing, which is also a tip I go, that if you are doing a bit of a monologue, be aware of how much of a monologue you are doing and don't interrupt with each other. Third, which is something that they never pay attention to, is don't interrupt each other. Especially when you have these little things going off on the side, you're having a whisper fest, they still get picked up by the mics.
Additionally, I think the thing that I learned is if your DM enjoys dramatic pauses, ask if he's okay with you interrupting his dramatic pauses to add comedy or commentary, because he might not, which I confirmed thoroughly last week, and so I shall abstain from
That's
my
very good.
interludes as to wisdom.
We're good at jumping into his
Yeah, you're
metaphors.
very good at jumping into my thing and making it difficult for people to understand what's going on.
You just enjoy dramatic pauses.
I do enjoy my
Too much,
dramatic
man.
pauses. What do you mean too much? I don't get to enjoy them at all because you keep interrupting.
Because these people have attention span.
I have half a table full of ADHD people or ADD people, so it becomes a bit of a pain.
Peace out.
Bunny rabbit.
All right. Bunny rabbit. See what I do? See what you got to put up with sometimes? It's just like amateurs try and do a stream and whatnot.
Tim, it's
Wait,
called,
that's rude. Stop.
it's called herding cats.
Yeah, it is called herding cats.
No.
We all know about herding cats.
No.
All right, so I'm going to give a shout out to other people. So Sirenscape and Tabletop Audio are the two audio groups that we use for a lot of the sound effects and the background stuff that we do. So I definitely always like to give a shout out to those because they do some good stuff. If you ever are even just doing D&D by yourselves and have a laptop handy, hugely recommend those two particular groups for audios. They have some great music and great sound effects that will make your game so much more better if that's the path you sort of go down. Highly recommend them. All right, so yes, I've said roll with advantage, talked about the audio people that we use. There's a whole heap of other stuff that I have not because I've been busy. One of the things I do, or try to do every time I run this particular game, is that I feed my players. And tonight we had, what did I cook? Butter chicken.
Some kind of
Bocconcini.
Bocconcini.
with butternut pumpkin and carrots and beans.
And most of the time I miss.
Most of the time you do miss it, yes.
That's what it's called now.
It's
Turn the gas on.
probably still alright,
Also
but anyway.
stream stuff.
T-shirts.
Oh yeah. Hang on, wait. I
Really?
can't
Just getting naked.
I'm not getting naked. T-shirts!
They can't see
No,
anything.
There's
They
t-shirts.
just see boobs and that's it.
T-shirts! I've got so much flannel dress. T-shirts!
T-shirts.
T-shirts! T-shirts! They're just my boobs now. Put them away.
Alright.
Okay, but
You don't have to put your boobs away.
but it's cold.
Didn't look cool.
With
Anyway, can you get the link for us?
Yes, I can. I have it open already.
Sunrise like, boobs!
Boobies!
Good heavens.
I was half expecting you to have nothing on under that top.
Oh my God.
After other things that happened today,
Of course you do, Travis.
What? It's
Huh?
I was half expecting you to have nothing on under that top after other things you've forgotten today.
what is the
Imperious boobs.
So it's, hey guys, t-shirt. Oops.
Hey, you
I was expecting it. Wouldn't put it past Alice to do that.
Look, I've had a day where I've made many mistakes. I put metal in the microwave. I forgot.
That's right.
I forgot my wallet at home. I'm not wearing shoes.
So do I have to buy a new microwave?
No.
No, it's fine. I rescued it, kind of. It started making weird
She
teething
put
noises.
metal in the science oven.
The science of it, I like that.
So
If you've ever seen American
So
Hustle,
yes, I
you
do
get
need to
that
buy a new
reference.
microwave.
It'll be okay. It's fine. I cooked
It's a
food in it
very,
afterwards.
very
It didn't seem to die. And I'm not dead yet.
All right. Finally, Ash,
That's my name.
you're putting your head in front of my camera.
It's your fault for.
Let's start playing.
I'm trying to, but everyone keeps interrupting, don't they? All right. Last but not least, thank you. Thank you, Son, for cheering for 200 bits. Thank you very much.
Thanks, son.
The best note ever.
might
200
be
bits, I'm
muffled.
interrupting your dramatic pauses.
I love it, son.
Bit muffled.
We
Who's
missed
who's
you.
is muffled? Mine or the general group?
Hello.
Hello.
Your guys' mic seem a bit
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Sorry.
All right. Last but not least, on Monday nights, for those who live in Melbourne, who have not got dungeon groups or Dungeons and Dragons groups or any games that they play and have been wanting to play them, Monday nights in Fitzroy at the Tramway Hotel, I run with a few other Dungeon Masters. My mic.
Yes.
Just move it closer to your phone.
I run. All I have to do is move it.
It's time. Just get up. It's time for Tim's ASMR.
Nice singing voice, guys.
I have come to this table. Yes, Monday nights.
With me.
Monday nights, Tramway Hotel. We start at around about 6:30. Just come along. And yeah, I'll be there. It's a $10 entry to play the game for the night, but it's a great place for those who don't have groups and are looking for one, or those who have never played before or who haven't played for a long time and want to come along and get back into the game.
Or
A
just
lot
want to
of-
be bossed around by Tim.
Yes.
Look, I actually thought about it on Monday. Or actually, Sunday night last week. I was like, Monday night, go do this thing. And then by Monday afternoon, I was like,
Yeah, tired. Yeah.
or I got home and I was
Is
like,
that
oh,
running
Saturday
tomorrow,
is gonna be
considering it's Quinn's birthday?
Yeah, it'll actually just be a bit busier.
Okay.
The pub itself will be a bit busy.
I just thought I'd see if people did want to go this Monday.
Nothing.
I have lived a long time, and I've put up with this crappy group. They'll
Hey!
keep interrupting my...
See this dice? It's made of stone.
See, dramatic pauses.
I frankly think you've
Alright.
earned us.
Yeah. So,
All right, sorry, I've got to close down Discord. I apologise, I can't answer Discord anymore because it makes beeping sounds for the audio.
I can
I
respond
really
still.
want to make a montage of how many times I face palmed on stream. Because I feel like it's quite a few.
All right.
2 jackety sacks.
Now, just for the purpose of the players, I have kind of written down sort of the area, roughly what it looks like, but they are not to scale. The cells are though, but not the other area.
Oh.
I don't have the other camera set up to unfortunately create a battle board, but this is just more of a map so they get a rough idea of what's going
What am
on.
I looking
So,
at?
being a halfling, you might end up like a 4 foot by 3 foot cell.
Yes.
Really?
You're in a little dog cage.
I was gonna say he's like in a little cat carry case.
Yes, we are playing 5th edition, yes.
I don't quite grasp what you've done here, Tim.
I'm confused by the map.
Le map.
Okay, so the left-hand side, or
Yeah.
my left-hand side, is the cell area that you guys are in.
Okay, where's Ember?
One of the cells. We'll say my bottom left one.
Yep.
That one, that's it, yep.
And one is where?
The other side, top right.
Okay,
Nice and easy.
that's all I need to know. You can take
hmm The other area represents the sort of the compound of the guards
Oh.
barracks.
So, this isn't everything, this is just what all the players
Relevant
would be able to
places.
see.
Correct.
Ah, that makes a lot more sense. So, you've got the barracks, the walls around the barracks.
Correct.
And the adjoining civil services building.
Correct.
Okay. So,
All right.
Okay.
Let us start Sunday nights. The party has been into some interesting trouble in the town of Montanoil. They investigated the large tree sitting in the centre of town. This tree was one of the highlights of Montanoil itself. But through their investigations in this area, they learnt that one particular gentleman had been infected by the plague from Xenofeld. In investigating this particular person, they had fortunately had to kill off the person as he was running away to stop him from infecting others. This in turn gave them a bit of a blockage when it came to their investigation about what was going on. They had not managed to find any other links to Xenofeld itself within town, but they managed to sort of have a bit of a conversation with one of the influential people in town, let's call it that. And in doing so, they learned that there's something going on under the tree itself. They travelled in, they put up a plan. Rayleigh went in undercover in a certain way, kind of with a bit of a feigned death spell, and then found a few little bits and pieces here and there. They went down into the dungeons, but they had found this weird little ghost type creature that was blocking their path, and they weren't quite sure what to do with it. Yorlin at the time decided that one of the best things to do was to hack at the tree door, because the tree down below, most of the doors, windows, and furniture was actually made by the tree itself. So it all inherently were all part of the tree. When they started hacking at the door, the tree responded and stopped them from doing it. It also blocked them from exiting the place. But Rowan, being a druid, was able to talk with the trees and come to an arrangement to let them back out. Everyone exited, and at the very top in the funeral parlour where they'd first started all this, they met Sai and Rowena, the two head clerics of life. They had a conversation. Lots of heated arguments went forward, but in the end, the party had decided that no, they had to be taken down. A battle ensued. Silence was cast a lot, blade barriers, and a whole heap of other spells. Unfortunately, Sai and Rowena were taken out. Unfortunately, from the DM's perspective.
They were cool characters.
They ascended back into the upper area. In trying to do so, they were trying to take a body that they'd first encountered when they sunk into the earth. Because this person apparently said that without him, this whole operation would not work. So they tried to smuggle him out of the tree itself. However, they didn't plan it as well as they thought, and some people got impatient, decided to leave the tree without a plan. Rayleigh was first to leave.
It's not my fault. I didn't have the body. You got the body.
A few others decided to leave, including Rowan, who was in horse form, carrying this particular body on his back. And Amber. So they thought they could probably sneak past the guy at the front. Unfortunately, the rolls weren't in their favour, and it didn't happen that way. Yorlin managed to make it out the front, Antoine managed to make it out the front, and even Imperius managed to make it out to the front door. Intercepted by guards. Yorlin showed his prowess in the heat of combat. However, and even if it was just small amounts of damage here and there, death of 1,000 cuts, and Yorlin went down. On his following round, he rolled a 1 for his death save, after already taking a hit from one of the other guards on the way down, automatically copping a death save. And thus, Yorlin was killed. The rest of the party, some of them not knowing what was going on, have realised that they just had to leave the area. Some of them melded into the crowd. Rayleigh, way ahead of everyone else, watched the whole scene but hasn't seen everything so far. Antoine, with the death of Yorlin and realising that the plight wasn't as good as it could be, decided to surrender. Amber and Rowan had run off earlier because they were one of the first couple outside of the thing, with their caravan and the body of the unconscious person inside the caravan itself. However, one of the other party members who was apprehended by the first set of guards had basically said, "Hey, what about them?" Pointing towards Amber and Rowan. Of little did they know, another group of 6 soldiers in the area who had started to intercept the caravan. They set the caravan off on a pace to try and get out of there as fast as they could, but the 6 guards were prepared for it and cut down Nay and Winnie, the 2 horses. In doing so, stopping the caravan itself. Amber smartly surrendered.
Probably the smartest decision ever made.
And Rowan, still being in a horse, was able to basically just go his own way for the time being. With Yorlin down, by this time Imperius had managed to use his disguise self and a few other bits and pieces and managed to slip out in time into the crowd, but did not see Yorlin go down either. For those who weren't captured, so we had Antoine and Amber had both been captured and they were sent to prison. The remaining 3 reconvened back at the inn that they had rooms for the night and started to forge a plan about how they wanted to do things. They left for a brief moment of the town to do some rituals and sleeping because they decided it wasn't safe to stay in town, and then came back in, climbing over the wall, Rainbow Six type deal. And that is pretty much where we are at this present moment in time. The three of you are inside the town figuring out what you're going to do for your next set of moves. And two of you are inside the cells. So for everyone who is not inside the cells, can you please leave the room?
Right. I'm taking the Boccacini with me.
I just wanted to play some
Watch the camera,
D&D
please.
and I'm being sent
Watch the
out.
camera! You already knocked it!
I tapped it.
I just wanted to play some D&D and I'm already being sent out of the room.
Don't worry, we're next.
It's okay. I already have to be so perfect timer. Oh.
You two are in the cells.
Amber, can you hear me?
Is it the next morning now?
It's still, you don't know. It's hard to tell.
Is it like, have I passed out?
Yes.
So, am I conscious?
Yes, you are conscious.
Antoine?
Amber,
My head hurts.
that's normal for you.
No. No, it's not.
Oh wait, yes, you're an alcoholic, so you're used to it.
I think it might have been when I fell off the cart. My head doesn't feel so good.
What happened? Like, that silly man, that silly angel man,
Why did Imperius tell the guards to come get us?
he thought it would be a good distraction for the guards in front of us, except there was more guards.
Oh. I see.
I'm sure he feels quite stupid.
What are we gonna do, Antoine?
Lose weight.
I don't have much to lose.
I am also quite compact, but not small enough to fit in the bars.
No.
Like before, you hear another door open up in the hallway somewhere. You think to your right for your cell, probably to your left to your cell. When you hear footsteps come down some stairs. Sounds like three of them. You see first, because they come from in past your cell, what looks appear to be three soldiers and Muslim.
Not all dead.
No.
The sound effects are too loud.
Are they?
Sorry, but we need to speak up to my microphone.
Yes, you need to speak up.
You probably. I'm also not in the same spot as last time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the audio has been played around with, so I haven't had a chance to sort of go back into it.
That's alright. Let's just keep going.
Yep. Yes, three soldiers and Muslim come down into the cells. Comes to your cell first, and they turn around, and you see one of them who is a human, wearing the half plate with the symbol of Muslim all over it, as well as the black and yellow tabard that comes with their type. He has blonde hair and blue eyes, which sort of a bit more stark to most of the soldiers here, which are more dark haired. You are... What is your name?
My name is Antoine de Jeu.
Do you know why you're here?
There was a man, he accused me of murdering some soldiers.
Give me a moment. He casts a spell. From here on in, you have to tell the truth. Actually, no, you get a saving throw first.
Huh? Oh. Nope.
Nope, you have to tell the truth. Why did you attack the guards?
Why did I attack the guards? Because they were attacking my friend.
Why did your friend attack the guards?
That I cannot answer.
Why not?
I don't know why he attacked them.
Why did you kill the two clerics under the tree?
Because they attacked us.
You attacked them, actually.
Well, I didn't attack. There was a disagreement, or maybe a clash of ethics and morals.
Why did you go down into the bottom of the tree?
We were seeking the undead.
Why were you seeking the undead?
Technically, as a cleric or a paladin, that is my job, is to oust the undead.
But why specifically in this case when you shouldn't have known about it in the first place?
Because we found out it was there.
Who told you?
I can't remember.
You've caused a large problem for us all. You killed two of the clerics. It's going to cost a small fortune in diamonds to get them back.
Get them back.
They're going to be resurrected.
They must be important to you then.
They're important to the town.
I don't deny that.
And then they will be put up as witnesses for your trial.
I call their faith into question.
They were doing what they've always been doing and healing the people.
Oh yes, but they are harboring the undead. It is like
You know this world isn't full of black and white, good and evil. You realize that?
but we try to do what we can.
No, you don't. You just come in and thinking you're doing the right thing, and you come and just kill everything, making you bigger killers and murderers than anyone else.
What makes you think that?
You also, if I'm not mistaken, killed 6 other innocent priests in the area. I mean, small factor, we appreciate the fact that you did lay them down with their hands over their chests in the ceremonial rites.
Oh, those ones. Yes, that was a mistake.
Yes. Even if you can justify yourself for attacking Sai and Rowena out of religious beliefs, the other 6 did not deserve to die.
No, that was purely an accident.
Purely an accident? It looked like they were ripped apart by wolves.
There is a druid in the party, but it was what's the word? Mistaken identity.
That's not going to still go down well in any particular court that gets thrown out.
This is the truth.
You can hear all this, by the way.
You can just hear Amp scoffing in the background and like grunting and making like really just cranky noises. I just didn't want to interrupt.
That's good.
Is this like a pre-trial hearing?
This is me trying to understand why.
I seek to root out evil and corruption in this world. I found it here in your town. I found 2 priests who pretend to be helping the people and yet let this rot fester and claim that it's good.
I don't think they ever claimed it was good. They claimed it was the good of the people they were doing it for.
It is never the good of the people to let the undead roam free.
They weren't being led to roam free.
How was I to know this?
This is the problem you have with your type of people. You don't investigate things. You just make rash decisions, and then people die, get murdered for your indecisiveness and lack of care.
Oh, so next time I want to do this, I need to walk up to the town guard and say, "Hey, you have some undead here. What is the reason for this?
Wow. Wow.
Is that
Really?
going to get me answers, or is that going to get me a sword in the gut?
You're making it out as if you have no avenue whatsoever of investigating this before you even went in there.
We took the avenue that was presented.
It's not going to hold a well in any particular court.
No, I don't expect it will.
He walks over to Amber's cell.
She's leaning up because like the bars are there. She's got her back to this wall, the wall that's probably got like punch marks all over it. Actually, no, there'd be like 2 specific spots of like completely ruined sections of wall where she's just punched the shit out of it the night before.
Mm-hmm. Cast another spell. Can you do me a wisdom save?
Yes, that's why I'm trying to find. Okay, that's what I thought. What am I doing?
Rolling a d20.
No, wisdom saving throw?
What are you rolling 2 for?
Disadvantage.
Ah.
1 total.
Alright, you have to tell the truth.
I know.
Okay.
She wasn't gonna lie
So
anymore.
I'd say even with all my advantages, I'd still would have got like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 11 still.
Why did you run away with the unconscious body inside the caravan of yours?
Last episode. Because I was told to take the body.
And who told you?
My friend, I think.
Which friend?
The suspicious one, the little dark-haired one. Really?
Where is this Rayleigh?
I have no idea. He disappeared.
Do you have any idea where I may find him?
No.
At all?
No.
Is there any-
He's good at the hiding stuff.
Do you know where he may be?
Yeah, hiding out there somewhere, perhaps.
Would there be any particular place that they would go to reconvene?
No. The city is his.
Well, I would say the gut, but I think you have that.
He would never go there. It would
The
not
car.
be safe.
Well, I
You
don't know
that.
where you left it.
Oh, these fine gentlemen took it. I'm sure they still have it. I'd like my axe back. And my tankard.
I don't think you're in a position to ask for such things.
Am I not? Ow, that hurt.
And what about your other compatriots? I believe there was another one there, a human-looking gentleman with a robe of some type,
Probably.
who managed to somehow slip out into the crowd.
Probably. They could describe anyone.
You do know who I'm talking about, don't
I
you?
actually don't. Are you referring to Rayleigh?
No, I'm curious.
What kind of robe?
Where's the white robe? Is it?
I think blue or white. Or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. Yeah,
If
blue
you
white.
go by his little thing, it's blue.
Yeah, blue.
Oh, he's not human.
Oh, what is he?
Not human. Antoine, do you know what he is?
A similar? Asima?
I don't know. He's something. He
Similar?
does
I don't
glowing
know.
light things. It hurts my head.
Asimov? Does he have a name?
Yes.
And what is that name?
Scourge of. Oh, wait, never mind.
What is his name?
He's known as the Scourge of Aris. I'm joking. His name is Imperius.
Imperius. Asimov, blue robe. Rayleigh, human, dark hair, beard. Sound about right? Scruffy beard.
He doesn't seem to be really good at, growing a beard. I mean, look, let's be honest. He's no dwarf. He has a little bit of bum fluff, but he's a bit, I suppose you could call it a bit, for a human. No, it's still terrible for a human. But yeah, he does have a little bit of scruff there. Mm-hmm.
Is there more members of your party?
Yes, you killed 2 of them.
You can't lie, remember?
I'm not lying. The horses. She believes them to be part of their party because they were Rowan's friends.
All right, okay.
It's not a lie.
That's true.
What? Who's dead?
Oh, adventurers being technical.
Well, it's Amber's way of thinking.
Who are the name of all of your party?
Well, you killed 2. No, you killed 3 of them.
You don't know about the third one yet.
I know about Yoland, he told me.
Oh, that's right, you do. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah.
That's why she was angry.
That's why there's
Holes in the wall.
attempted a hole in the wall. Yoland? Nay?
He's the dragonborn who died, is he not?
Yes. And you also killed Nay and Winnie. I do not believe that Rowan would be very happy with this at all.
Who's Rowan?
The druid. My best friend.
What does he look like?
Like a druid. He's tall. He's got hair.
Oh, he's tall, he's got pointy ears.
He's an elf.
Yes. Who else has pointy ears? He's not a goblin. He's not short with pointy ears.
He's not green.
Is there anyone else?
Yes.
What is his name?
Who says it has to be a him? That's presumptuous.
What is their name?
Better. But I am the only female among them.
What? You're female? Oh wait, yes.
I thought you knew Antoine.
I do. I forgot.
What is their name? Their names?
Who have I forgotten?
Amir.
Oh yes, Amir. Oh yeah, Amir. What happened to him? Where did he go?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What does Amir look like?
Like a sand monkey.
Like a sand monkey?
And
Yeah. He's quite
he's from the
exotic.
Nine Deserts.
Does he wear a turban?
No. Yes.
Yes. Light clothes, no drip. You know what? He's a very strange one.
I gathered that. You're all strange as far as I'm concerned.
No.
But,
What is strange about me? I'm a paladin.
Your obsession with cheese is a little bit strange. But I like it.
People, we do like our fromage.
That's okay. I think it's delicious.
and there's no way I can get in contact with these particular people, because at this present moment of time, your trial will look like it's a bad thing with no one to back you up, or at least answer for what's happened.
Have you tried wanted posters?
That takes time, but we are going to put them forward, yes.
That gets
You-
people's attention.
Didn't give any of us a choice. Well, I don't know about you, Antoine, but you guys didn't exactly give me a choice here. I don't know where my friends are. I didn't know where Antoine was until you brought him here. I didn't know Yoland was dead until Antoine told me. I have no knowledge of my friends at all.
I am trying to piece together everything that's going on and who was involved.
Plenty.
You are probably one of the luckier ones because you were not part of the direct combat and you gave in quickly, which surprised me.
Well, I mean, I was seeing stars and black spots. I couldn't really see your faces. And when I couldn't quite count how many there were, I felt a little bit drunk and thought it might be not wise to yield a weapon against you. Might I kill you all? So I thought, I don't really want to kill anyone. I would just put my hands in the air because my head hurt.
You were not on trial for murder at this stage.
Well, I haven't murdered anyone.
That is correct. However, you were part of this whole procession.
And I do have one clarification to make.
Mm-hmm. And that is?
No, that seems like a silly story. It's fine.
However, the problem is that there was also the innocents that were murdered below in the dungeons of the
If
tree
they're
itself.
so innocent, what was their job upon the tree?
To heal people, to look after people.
You mean the dead, where all of the dead people were transported to?
Do you know why the dead were being created?
No, and I'd like to understand.
Alright, I will give you an understanding. And hopefully you will at least understand what we are trying to do here. You see, Not everything is black and white.
Oh, but everything around here seems to be black and yellow.
It does. And if we do not let them have what they want, if we do not produce these undead like they've asked, it would be far, far worse.
In what way?
Montanoil itself will probably be a city of the dead.
It seems like it's a city of the dead now, just waiting to happen.
It is not. It is something we've been able to keep at bay all
Right.
this time.
So you protect yourselves so that others may die.
That is
So-
an assumption at this stage.
You wear the
No,
colors.
others will die. Why do you think they're building them undead? To protect you? No. To fight others.
Emma,
You've
let him speak.
used that. You're not the only one who've used that argument before.
Well, it's probably because it's a pretty common thought process, you know? It seems pretty logical.
It is for someone who doesn't think outside of the box too much.
I
You
don't know. I like to think outside the box.
If we don't supply these particular undead, then the town itself becomes the army.
What stops you from fighting them?
We're not strong enough to fight them.
So why would they turn you into their army? You're clearly not strong enough to fight.
We are not strong enough to fight them, and they are strong enough to turn us into their army any way they want to.
So you wear the colors of Muslim, but you are not a Muslim.
I wear the colours of Muslim, yes.
If we were able to help you be free of the Muslim, but also still protected.
I am part of this moose salon you talk about. You're basically making it out as if you want to kill me and these two soldiers I have.
No,
with
we
me
want
here.
to free your town from the undead.
You cannot free your town. We have exactly what we need here to look after this place, and all you've done is disrupt it and potentially killed
So-
off everyone in this town.
What if the Musalon did not exist anymore? Then what would you do?
If the moose salon wouldn't exist, then we'd probably have to do whatever deal it is with the next group of people who look after this place.
Oh, Antoine, they're doormats. I get it now. I see. And she just she was sort of very drunkenly looking, over talking to them. She's pointed back to her floor and just gone, yeah, whatever. These people are useless.
The way you speak. You speak
But
we,
do
and
remember he does have two other soldiers with him.
I know, but I don't know if they're, how Muslim they are.
That's true.
They also haven't said anything.
Correct. They're just basically just
Amber's also...
mostly just in the area. Like they're at the bottom of the stairwell near where you are, and just sort of letting him do his thing.
Yes, because he speaks, he keeps saying I and we, but not we as in Muslim.
Do an insight roll.
Also, Amber is the equivalent of a really bad hangover right now. She's not even thinking about that kind of stuff.
Do an insight roll as
Yeah,
well.
it'd be 4.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 8s. So insight is... Oh, actually a +1, so a 9.
Well, that's still not enough.
No.
All right. After that, he just walks off. Oh, walks down the hallway past your cell, puts the two soldiers in line. Unless you want to say something as you pass.
Pardon, might I have some water?
Looks at one of the soldiers. He gets out a cup from in the area, pours you out from his wine skin or water skin, should say, and then puts it on the ground through the cells, through a vase of the cell.
Messi.
And then they walk off up the stairs.
Hey, Emma, have a cup.
You're too far away for me to get it, though.
All right, I'm going to entertain the crowd who are watching this present moment in time as you two leave the room and get the others to come in.
Before you do,
Yes.
Amber at this point, she was being cranky, but she was trying to mask her anger behind crankiness. She's really angry. She yells really loudly and just goes back to punching the wall.
Okay.
And we'll walk out.
and I will just keep the people who are watching entertained and fill up this gap of the other guys coming in while you guys leave.
I'm gonna go make coffee. 'Cause I definitely need coffee.
What's that? Get some. I'm gonna bring someone in to interrupt your long
my
pauses.
my long pauses, yes.
Oh yeah, we can't have Tim's long pauses uninterrupted.
Hey guys, quick, come and interrupt these pauses.
Too many dramatic
Bastards.
Are you dramatically pausing, Tim?
You are.
He is. He's
I am
drinking.
dramatically pausing, yes.
He's dramatically drinking. So who's dead now?
Tell us nothing. I'm not going to look at the
It's
stats
basically
as
just
I
gonna
have
come and
it.
go. Hi, bye. What?
Oh, right, cool. We don't know where he is. Oh, God.
Or who he is.
I'm so alone.
You are, you're all by yourself.
Lonely. I'm so lonely.
Okay.
Alright, do you remember where you guys are? Left
I have
yourselves
just
up.
gone inside
We
the
just
gate.
scaled the wall. on the
That's right,
gates.
you guys are now basically inside the city itself on the outskirts somewhere.
So we have just.
So we're heading to
all
our
kinds of
meeting
math.
point.
Yeah,
which is
near the tavern.
yeah. I've chosen a nice spot near the tavern that we've discussed pre-breaching. That is relatively well covered.
In terms of how Rowan is interacting with the terrain, he isn't jumping from rooftop to rooftop. He is going across a rooftop. Is then going directly down the side of the building, across a road, then back up the side of the same of the opposite building, and then going across another rooftop.
Okay.
Yes.
So snaking it.
Yeah, it's just like exactly.
So what are you guys doing? What else?
Meeting up first.
Yes.
Yes, meeting up.
Yeah.
So just
Ah, that's right, because you went through the actual
I went through the
entrance, that's
gate,
right,
yeah.
now I remember. And you guys went separately, yeah, that's right.
and all the while trying to avoid any kind of guard patrols that might be active at this time of night.
We'll say that you guys kind of memorized that last space you guys were in before you decided to exit from last episode. So you decide to use that as your meeting place to come back to.
Yep.
You're all, you probably might be first, but
I think, yeah, because it was fairly close to
yeah,
the
it's fairly
gates.
close to the gate, that's right, yeah.
And as stealthy as we are, we're probably still being careful about being spotted because a giant reptile is still a giant reptile.
Who's a 31 in stealth? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so you're standing in the alleyway, you're waiting there. There's a couple of like homeless people sort of laying. Actually, no, because it's still the daytime at this present moment in time.
No,
it's
Oh, for you guys, it's nighttime, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
4
It was
a.m.
4
It's 4 a.m. in the morning for you guys, that's right, yes.
Oh dear God, I wonder what they've been up to there.
How are they at daytime? No, okay.
Oh, yeah, for you guys, it's like 3 hours ago.
But we were planning to do the prison break during mid-morning, so I guess we can't now because they're.
We don't know that.
Don't worry about the time about that they were doing it. They don't know the specific time that their thing happened because they're in a cell.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All Alice knows, or at least they know, is that they woke up after a long rest. So it could be any particular time in their books.
Yeah. So are there homeless people in that alley?
Yes, because it is 4 a.m. sleeping with whatever cloaks and whatever it is that they've got.
I'm gonna basically look like one of them. I mean, I'm still disguised as a kind of homeless old man, so.
He's still doing the old man thing? Yeah.
Well, I've covered him in my paints.
And so
So I'll wait there for them.
we saw him have the paint applied. I'm pretty sure I've got decent dark vision as a riding lizard. Yeah, so I'll just like crawl like directly down a wall.
Yep.
And just park next to him like.
Good to see that you made it. Any problems?
Only one. That was.
What is the next course of action?
One of the homeless people lying in the alleyway kind of like looks up and sees a riding lizard.
Well, good. Just my pet friend. And I rub Rowan's scaly ears.
What's the next course of action? You are, of us, the most tactitious.
Most tactitious.
We need our things.
So, back to the inn.
So I tap my mouth and then tap my head while looking at Imperius.
Cast message. What do you need?
Can't talk about gold with so many homeless around, but we need that first.
So back to the inn then.
feasible would it be for me as a riding lizard to carry 2?
Be slow and probably
Nowhere near as stealthy as we are.
you're probably really starting to push it. Like you're sure that people have seen you as a riding lizard go across the thing. At the early morning, people are just like, did I just see that?
I am also still concentrating on pass without trace. Bear in mind.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
With a 31 in stealth.
It's more like they haven't seen you directly, but it's kind of like, what was that?
A baker is cleaning a bowl outside, and just a shadow passes over him. And he glances up and sees nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just leave signs that
So-
birds are here.
I pull out my bag of holding and toss it to Imperius.
I take it out and go into the inn.
I'm not going to be able to get inside. Not at the moment. You're at least still got some makeup on. Meanwhile, do you know where Valen is?
He may be at the tavern or at the tea house. It depends what time it opens.
4 a.m.
Valen also stayed with you guys. You guys got 8 beds, and Valen was happy to hop in with you guys.
Can you see if he's tapping too?
At the inn, you mean?
Or should we all go?
Is there anything else we need?
Probably not.
What about Shen? Where would he be?
Shen can handle himself in a place like this, but I don't know how we would find him.
Fair enough. To the inn.
Alright, you guys start heading towards the inn, riding on the back of the riding lizard.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
I'd probably
carry Imperius.
Yeah, I think Imperius would walk.
I'll probably
It's like-
just run decently parallel to him, but on rooftops.
I think the biggest problem you have is that you are. I know you're in an old man form at this present moment of time. For that particular reason, you could probably get away with it. But you are definitely one of the people who have been witnessed amongst this whole thing. The people who haven't so much is Rayleigh and Rowan. Rayleigh has to a certain extent. Rowan almost definitely not, because he's been a horse during that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm going on
Plan
foot.
all along.
I'm going to go on foot following Imperius,
Mm-hmm.
keeping probably a good 20 yards distance just in case something goes.
Yeah, you
So,
still-
so far my disguise is held up, so.
And you're still sticking in the lizard form as well as the concentration on the pass without trace.
Absolutely. So I'm guessing it's been like 5 minutes since we
Yeah.
passed over the wall. So I've got almost another hour of that spell.
Yeah.
Still.
Alright, so you guys slowly head towards the inn. It does probably take you almost an hour to get there because you're trying just to avoid a few bigger crowds and stuff like that.
4 a.m. What's happening?
This is the time people are starting to get up to actually start doing their stuff.
Opening
The sunlight's
shops.
starting to come in. So a lot of people are waking up, a lot of people are getting themselves prepared in the morning. So a lot of,
Of course, it's summer.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm so used to winter times.
Yes, it's because it is summer basically. Yeah. So while it is dark, it's still that really early dawn is starting to kick in, and people are starting to wake up. There's not a huge amount of people, and the guards themselves are patrolling the streets considerably more at the moment.
Of course. But I'm still so sneaky.
You are very sneaky. That's why I'm basically saying that I'm not forcing you to do any rolls or anything like that. It's just more of a case of you're smart enough to sort of just avoid any particular big groups, especially the guards. Even if you can move silently because of pass without trace and all these other bits and pieces you got, you're still avoiding them as much as you can. Thus taking a little bit of time,
Yeah.
and you're getting to the. And you
I've
get to the
given, I would say before we left, I've given Imperius a pretty good layout of the city based on here's the best route to try and use city secrets as much as we
Yep.
can.
So you get to the inn. We'll say it's about 45 minutes.
Okay. And so
You're in a little alleyway, and you can see basically across the road to the entrance of the inn itself, and there is 2 guards of Musulman standing out front of the inn.
wow.
Let's do it.
How could they possibly know where we were staying?
Minotaur. They would have had our faces up, realised we're out of towners. They would have known we would have had to go somewhere. First place to go would have been inns. The Minotaur would have told them. Okay. scanning like the walls of the inn? Are there windows or stuff? Because we
Yeah,
were on
tons
the
of windows.
We were
Tons of
second
windows.
floor. Weren't we?
Sorry, Chris, can you speak up a bit?
Okay, sorry.
Probably you as well, a little bit.
Do I have to do some second story work, or would you rather pass through the front?
Well, I don't know how far we should push this disguise. It's held up so far that I'd rather not test it unless necessary.
As they're talking, I'm just going to start nonchalantly just climbing the side of the inn.
It's across.
You're still across the street.
Oh yes, well I'll start climbing the side of an adjacent wall and be all like, oh? Oh?
How are we going to get the lizard across the street?
I'm sure he could work it out. He could scout for us, check out our rooms through the windows. Better options?
I'm going to take an inquisitive check on one of the guards at the door and nod to Rory.
Yep. All right.
16 versus deception.
Yep. Not a problem.
Okay. If I'm going in, I'm approaching wide.
Yep.
If there are still shadows, I'm going to take advantage. Like go at least a few buildings down, then cross the road.
Yep.
Then go across buildings and come at it from behind and basically get to our room's window.
Yep.
And I'm going to go the opposite direction
Mm-hmm.
and just cross the street and get ready to cause distractions.
Okay. It's not too difficult to do. As I said, it's not that busy at this moment of time. Just a few people getting up here and there, and starting to get themselves ready for the day. You travel across the street, just in the area where you wait for like a few seconds here and there to sort of get a nice little sort of gap where you know no one's there, which is pretty easy to do. You do the same. Not too difficult to do, and you cross the streets, head towards the buildings that you are next to, and then start traveling back down towards the inn itself. You're still in the alleyway?
Just watching for the moment.
Watching for the moment. Okay. You get around to the side of the building, and yeah, it's not too hard to get to the side where the rooms are that you guys stay.
I will climb up to whichever floor our room was on and try and open the window.
How are you going to try and open the window?
Well, I have the inherent kind of.
Sticky
I
bits.
suppose we don't need to discuss the practicality of how exactly I can climb on these surfaces. But if it's like pad based, the plan would be to like get traction on the window and then try and push it up with that. If it's more claw based, then that's not as feasible.
That's a good question. Let's say it's pad based for now.
Okay, so yes, apply pressure to the window and try and force it out. And like if the glass comes before the frame, that's fine too, because at least it's gone.
Okay, so what you got is a couple of shutters, which are not too hard to sort of open up. They're not locked shutters, but they are latched on the inside generally. But because it is the middle of the summer, most of them are open. So all you have to do is open up the window, which is already ajar.
Oh, perfect.
Let a bit of cool air in.
Then just poke in a single claw and just lift it up.
Yep.
Is there enough? Sounds like a buzzsaw.
What's going on? Who's coming? What? Oh, God. Who's there? It's like, looks up out of his bed and like sees like a head of a lizard and like, is that you, Rowan? God damn. What are you doing? Alright, what's going on?
Is this window large enough for me to get inside?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll crawl inside.
Let's roll inside.
Was I sharing a room with Imperius?
Yeah, let's say you are.
Okay, so I will just crawl to wherever he would have stored his especially encumbering effects, like all the party funds, and go and like try and like.
Okay, as we said before, you would have had a footlocker in this room, and you usually it's locked and a key comes with it. It's all part and parcel of being part of the inn.
Okay.
So it's locked inside a full locker essentially, and a full locker is quite big.
Yes.
We would have given Rowan the key to carry in his mouth or something.
Let's not assume that.
Yes, let's not assume that.
We thought he was just going to scout, so he's got it.
He's made it. So he's just gonna be like, just like very lightly claw at the box, indicating that he wants what's inside.
That's Imperious and stuff, is it? All right. Well, what you want me to open it up? I don't know if I can. I don't have his key. Yeah, I know. You want me to be quiet, but you know, there's no one else in the area at this present moment in time. I'm having a conversation with a lizard. I sound like I'm talking to no one. Anyway, I don't have his key. You want me to bash it open? Quietly. You want me to bash this open? Quietly. You know that can't be done, right? You're sure about this? Yeah, it's not going to be quiet. You understand this?
Meanwhile, I think I'm probably climbing the other side of the building and getting up to the roof if I can.
Okay, you can do that. Do an athletics roll for me.
Oh, athletics.
It's climbing.
Yeah, it's garbage. No, it's not too bad. It's not a save. It's a
Climb. It's an athletics roll. Yeah.
18.
I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, you can climb up the side of the wall when you're on top of the roof.
And I assume as you were climbing, he saw an open window.
He's coming from the other side, so he's going to
So
take.
I'm just going to walk across the roof,
Yep.
drop a rope down, and start climbing down slowly.
You are halfway across the roof.
I should ask before he does anything dumb. What's this footlocker made of?
Wood and a metal lock.
Okay. Sure.
He pulls out one of his pistols.
I knew it was going.
That one was a preemptive face palm.
Boom! Across the ricochets as this is what you hear already on the roof. Just the gunshot go off, and yeah, it's this massive. It even shakes the room that you're in a little bit as the pistol that he fires. Just huge explosion of a sound from his pistol shot. You hear someone go, "What the hell is that?" from somewhere down in the hallway. Someone goes, "I apologize, it's me misfiring. I got to clean up a gun. It kind of wasn't working. I wasn't paying attention. Apologize, everyone. Apologize. It's all right, so everything's good." I rolled a 17 for his bluff.
Thank you.
Typical American.
He's very confident about gun safety.
If I work anyone up, I'll give you breakfast. I'll pay for it.
Do the guards respond at all downstairs?
That's a very good question.
17.
They do go inside.
I imagine hearing that boom, I've immediately sprinted across the roof to the other
Yep.
side and dropped the rope down and started climbing.
Yeah, it still takes time. You can't just do it, and because you're gonna have to
Yeah,
tie
no,
this rope
just
to something.
Moving a bit quicker.
You're moving quicker. Yeah, understood.
So is the footlocker now open?
No, his shot didn't break through.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a wipe.
Go for it.
I mean, if it's wood, I'm just gonna crush everything but the metal bits.
It is a reinforced wood,
Okay, but still,
but you give it a go.
it's better than nothing.
Do a strength check.
Strength check. Okay, I got a +2, so 18.
See, I do the explosion booms on purpose to make it that like that, so it's emphasized that he fired a pistol with black powder.
So 18 strength.
18 strength, that's pretty good. Yeah, you bite onto it and you basically just tear a big chunk out of it.
Okay. I assume Imperius would have kept all the funds in one big bag.
Yeah, let's assume it's just in one big bag.
Okay, so can he
At least the bag of gold anyway.
Yes. Can he reach his mouth and pull out through the hole he's made?
No, but Valen can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold. It's actually quite a big sack because it's still we said only 10% before, so Jesus, this is not going to be easy to get this out of here. You realize that? You want to put it in your mouth. You want me to put this in your mouth. All right. Kind of like ties off the end as much as you can and puts it in your mouth.
Swallow. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's actually really dumb. I mean, snakes can eat large things and just like chill.
It's not a snake.
Okay, fair enough. So, is this lizard's mouth large enough to even partially close with a giant bag of gold in it?
Yep.
Okay. The gold is in his mouth, and he just goes and makes for the window.
By this stage, you see a rope is being lowered down on the outside of the window itself.
Okay.
Balin,
Yeah.
we're leaving town. Come.
Kind of figured that may be happening. I've heard a few things here and there. What have you guys got yourselves into trouble for?
Grab the rope and we'll tell you on the way.
I could just leave through the front door. In fact, it might be more worthwhile if I do.
Fair enough. And the rope starts to wind back up.
Where do you want to meet?
North Gate.
Yeah, I explained that area where we were just meeting up.
I've heard a lot of things have happened. A lot of rumors have come out of the mill. You might have to give me a couple of really quick details so I know what's going on.
The rope swings back down, and I climb down to the outside of the window.
We got a little bit of time. Take your time, boy.
There's guards out the front who are going to be coming up very quickly.
Yeah, they are. In fact, I could probably hear them right now. You could probably hear them too.
Rowan, go.
He just jumps out the window and just scuttles down and away because he saw the exchange. Imperius has the bag of holding. He's gonna follow his same path around a long way to get to Imperius to give him the bag of holding.
Okay, you head out the window?
Yep.
I watch until he's out of earshot and just go, Dylan's dead.
God damn.
Some of the others don't know yet, so I'm trying to keep it quiet. But Amber and the little one are imprisoned at the moment. We need
What
to
did you
get
guys do to get yourselves killed like that?
It's a long story.
You're right, we probably don't have the time for it. Alright, North Gate, you said? Do anything more than that?
I've explained like the little place near the North Gate, so not the North Gate itself.
Yep. Okay. Alright
See
then.
you there in half an hour.
So you better get outside that window before these guys come up.
Fair enough. Oh, and I climb back onto the.
Yeah. Reason why I say I should stay here because they know I'm here. So if I disappear, that makes it me sus now.
Fair enough.
At least the less suspicious that I am, the more options you got on the table.
Good plan. Do you know where Shen is?
I haven't seen Shen for a while.
Me neither. Thank you, Vaden.
I got a funny feeling he's probably watching you from afar.
Probably. And I walk out the window, like casually.
As you walk out the window and you climb back up onto the roof or going
Yep.
down?
Well, I've got to climb up to undo the
Under the
rope.
rope. So you climb over the rope and you hear like door open up. It's alright fellas, it's alright. Just a bit of a misfire from my pistol. And like a bit of questioning happens. Well, so here you come in, have a check it out. You can see just me accidentally shot into the chest here. How dumb am I?
Almost like
I'm rolling well for his bluff too.
almost like shrapnel from a lizard
Yeah.
tearing into the
Love it.
Okay. Do I make it back to Imperius?
Yes, something hard to do, yeah.
So once you arrive,
If you guys are going down the same path, you probably take a little bit longer because you just got to get your rope back, but you're
Yep.
going to go back the same path you came down.
Yep.
Yep.
So Rowan does like the whole toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, the whole like and just spits the bag out at his feet.
I didn't realize the draw. That's fine.
I was worried when you heard the gunshot. I assume you met up with a friend. Just kind of look at it like, I've got to touch that.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bit soaked in.
It's just got like green
Yeah.
saliva.
Just gonna stretch the bag holding over the top of it and kind of scoop it up into it, trying to avoid touching it.
Alright, you got now all of your gold in the bag of holding.
I think it's probably a fair call that at this point the patch without trace is worn off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I imagine I can still get across the street.
Yeah,
back
without
to
too
them
much of an issue. Yeah.
Pretty easily, considering we've drawn the guards off the front entrance.
You two have done your thing. You put your all the gold that you've had into the bag of holding itself, and then by the time you guys have done that exchange, you pretty much arrived into the alleyway as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see where the cart went down?
I don't know. Did I?
I don't think you did though. I think you.
He
think you
them
did.
getting-
I think
he
you
saw
did,
Amber
actually.
getting pulled away from it.
Yeah, you don't,
I
think
saw
you
the
did.
cart where it was left. I don't
Yeah.
know if they've moved it since.
Oh, they've moved it since definitely.
Well, I don't know then.
yes, I mean, logic would dictate that it ended up in the same place as everybody else, since it's got its own walls and they can probably impound evidence there. But
Yep.
still,
It's probably at the barracks.
You know the way.
Of course I know the way.
I was going to suggest that we follow the tracks of it, but well, you know the way, so it's alright.
So you guys heading towards the meeting spot for Valen?
Yeah.
For Valen, or are we headed to the barracks?
Valen.
I'm considering turning back. I can't be nearly as stealthy anymore, and so yeah. Rowan, like we're in, we've got some stuff. Rowan would drop wild shape and just like step back on his hind legs and say, "Well, for more elastic," just like pulls up the hood. And they're like, "It's okay, let's go."
You could probably just walk through town. You've only been seen as a horse.
Yeah, but hood.
He probably doesn't think of it that way.
Yeah, so off we go.
Alright, so you guys get into the meeting point.
Yep.
Okay.
He's tracking timelines.
Well, I'll still take you at least a good hour to get to the meeting point. It's about because you guys are. What did I say? You're on the original came in through the southwestish gate.
Because that was the nearest gate to where we were.
Correct.
Whereas the north gate is where we leave to go to the Black City.
It's more of a northeasty sort of.
Okay.
It's more east actually. Probably correctly, it's more east. There is a north gate though, but the path to lead towards heading to the Black City itself is along the east.
Okay.
But there is a north gate as well, and there is a south gate as well. So you probably more likely wanted to go to the east gate. But you might have made a decision. You also think the north gate might be better to get out from with potentially less traffic.
Okay, well, the same meeting point.
The same meeting point. Yep. All right. It takes you a good hour, and you're avoiding a lot of people going through the streets and whatnot. There's not many crowds, not many guards going around, but just more than there were normally. But you managed to sort of, without too much of drama, avoid them and get to your meeting spot. Valen's not there yet.
Oh. Well, I probably slept in.
Slept in.
Maybe he went back to sleep.
I doubt
Okay.
How long do you wait?
Should we wait for him?
We need to tell him where to be. If we're going to get out of the gate, one of the gates, he's the only person who can give us good cover.
Do you have the bird?
Do I have the bird?
Amir has the bird.
No, I do have the bird because he gave it with me with the cloak.
He
when I was
did, that's
being
true,
the
he
dead
did.
body,
He gave you
so
all of the
it's
bits and
in
pieces.
the bag of holding.
And he
Correct.
hasn't been here for us to go back.
Yes.
Yep, so it's in the bag of holding. It's in the bag.
We could just tell him where to go with the bird.
Not a bad idea. Saves us having to waste time waiting for him.
It's probably better that we speak to him because it's not going to give us much words to him. And if you send a bird and it gives him a message in the middle of town when there's guards around, we don't want to cause problems for him.
It's getting lighter and lighter though. I'm not not sure we can afford to wait.
It's too light now anyway.
Shall we
It's
wait a little
already
bit?
light.
A little bit.
We should wait.
How long?
Half an hour.
Okay.
Agreed.
You guys are at your meeting spot. Mostly quiet during this whole time. Not to draw too much suspicion to you, and the crowds of people more of them are waking up now. More people are doing the things that they do every morning to supply themselves for the day. A lot of people are transporting wood from outside and all wood piles in the area that have been put together by people. Lots of bakers doing their stuff in the mornings. You can start smelling the wafting breads as they're being brought out into the ovens, and the first lot are being sold to those who are woken up early enough to get the breads for breakfast. And so on and so forth. A lot of carts are starting to come in through the gate, so you notice that because you're not too far from one of the gates, that the gates actually get opened up to allow at least the apple carts to come through into the city. And they go off in the various directions, heading towards different ale houses and different locations for different things. Half an hour passes by, and Phelan still hasn't arrived.
Maybe not have your hand in between your mouth and mic.
I'm gonna say that the same thing. He does it worse.
No.
Alright.
I don't think we can wait any longer.
We can't.
No.
What's our next step?
Barracks.
Barracks is this.
Should we leave him a message?
Hey. I turn to one of the homeless people. How would you like to make a bit of money?
Yeah, sure. What have you got in mind?
I toss him gold. If you wait here,
Yeah.
a man with a loud accent carrying a lot of weaponry will arrive. Can you?
That's very generic and broad.
You will
So is he-
recognize him.
Snap!
I smile softly at that. Rowan, please. I give him a slightly better description of what Balin looks like. The tousled gold hair, all of the stereotypical Han Solo sort of look I
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That's how he looks
Yeah,
in my head.
yeah,
a
yeah,
blonde
that's very
Han
good.
Solo.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I describe.
Oh, God, I was imagining a fat turret. I was way off.
Okay. Can you all three of you roll perception rolls for me?
Oh shit. And that's a
That was a dirty 20.
garbage.
16.
As you were talking to this homeless guy and describing Valen, he's down the street, probably about 300 feet, just casually walking.
Ah, never mind. You got a gold. Have a good day.
Thanks.
It's coming.
And he's very slowly coming, just casually sauntering. Do another perception roll for me.
19.
Not good.
18.
19 and 18, you notice that there is two other Muslim soldiers, probably another 100 feet behind him, just sort of walking in the same direction casually as if they're just being guards.
Can I?
But you can notice that Valen is every once in a while just like, tying up a bootlace or something like that, or restrapping himself, and just having a quick glance back at the two guys.
Actually, my friend, when he gets here, tell him to leave town now and to watch the east gate. Which gate are we going to leave? North?
The north gate is probably going to have less traffic, but the east gate is the direction we need to head. We could circle around and come back around to the east.
Yes, good point. Let's go north gate. Tell him to leave via the north gate watch the gates and tell him that he will know when and what to do. Thank you. And I toss him another gold coin, which is like probably this dude's life savings.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, "King!"
I could retire with 2 gold!
He's
Oh.
like,
And the guards don't need to know of this.
Yeah, right. I'm sure the guys don't even talk to me anyway.
Have a good day.
Yeah, good day to you.
Let's
Let's go.
get to the
Now.
house.
So, just start going the other direction.
Start going the other direction.
trying to send around the barracks.
Barracks.
Yep.
Head to the barracks.
I need to message Christian to come in.
What? Christian, if you're watching, get your ass
He's
inside.
probably not watching.
He's already here.
I'm sitting in the kitchen.
Okay, cool.
And I've been sort of half listening, making sure I wasn't paying attention too closely.
But you're
Just
paying
in case-
attention with the amber and
Yes.
cool, so you know what's going on.
Yep.
Bit of for expedience type thing, utilizing some of the stuff that you have. Probably the most noteworthy thing you may have actually managed to find out about these three is the interesting looking light crossbow you have with the burnt marks in it with the amberish sort of colour inside it. It's very unique, of which an interesting locate object has allowed you to find out roughly where they are. Or at least the area.
Now I think I know what class he is.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's a particular class, it just has access to stuff like that when required.
With a ranger.
Can you do a perception check for me?
That is 18.
As you guys are walking away from your meeting spot and heading, because you're in the northern gate, was your meeting spot? Was it still east?
Yes.
Okay, so northern gate. So you'll be heading sort of roughly in an east-southeasterly direction, sort of around the edges. And that's where that spell sort of roughly pointed towards where they were. However, it also isn't absolute because they've moved. And because you've now decided to make this choice to start heading in that direction, it was just by sheer chance that you've now spotted at least him with, because you're not in disguise anymore, are you?
I'm still in disguise. I'm not in disguise self. I'm using his disguise.
Makeup.
Okay, but your
But you're
crossbow
still wearing
still
the-
sticks out.
I've
still
got
wearing the
a
robes.
cloak over it, so you might not be able to see it.
It's
18 on perception.
Actually, you might be able to see the hilt.
yeah, I'm gonna say because
Probably.
it's not easy to hide a crossbow. So,
Especially, yeah, it's not a hand crossbow,
But
it's a big
it's a
crossbow.
well, once you saw the crossbow and seen probably some of the color markings into it and the
He
design
would have
work
worked
behind
it
it, he would have just gone, okay. And he's still wearing a robe, while it might be different to what he's expecting it to be. You are still wearing it, and then because of the 2 other compatriots you got with you, it's easier to start putting two and two together.
Yeah, twigged.
So I can see them in the distance.
You can see them sort of like they're walking down the street, along the edge of the street, sort of just not hiding per se, but just basically being part of the crowd and not getting interrupted by anyone, not getting in anyone's way, basically as subtly as they can, not being a pest to anyone so they don't get intercepted just because they're out of randomness.
I feel like we would have split up amongst the crowd as well. Not
A little bit, yeah.
By this time, I imagine I'd gotten rid of my 2 friends.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
travelling alone.
However, you will still be wearing what you're wearing.
Nothing.
In fact, you 3 do a perception check.
That is another dirty 20.
That is a 2 on the dice, so I get a 9.
15.
Okay, the dirty 20 definitely spots it because you would have seen him and kind of like, oh yeah, and you notice that there's a single Musulman soldier all by themselves, looking in your general direction.
I'm gonna use message while walking around the crowd, deliberately waiting for someone to walk in front of me, between me and him, so he can't see the use message.
Yep.
And use it to really, I think, someone just spotted me.
Next alley, ambush him. And I slowly slip off down the alley slightly.
I'm going to slip off down the same alley, but deliberately make sure that he sees me.
Yep.
Rowan rolled badly, so I don't think he sees either of them to disappear
No,
until it's too late.
it's too
No,
late.
no,
yeah.
I would have just knocked Rowan on the shoulder as I've moved past in a crowd jostling sort of way, but not in a hey Rowan, come this way. So he would have.
No, I think you guys are a bit too separated. And you got to make the decision if you just let him go and catch up with him later, or
It's like, if you're being overt enough to let him see you, Rowan would probably see you too.
That's true. Rowan's got better
That's
perception
true.
than anyone.
That's true.
So he would probably.
He'd go what? But
He'd.
I was going to say, I'm also, while I'm walking down the other way, going to cast message to him anyways.
Okay.
So,
It does. You can't. You can do subtle spells. I keep forgetting. Yeah.
oh, because he's. I was going to say, again, wait until I've broken line of sight down the alleyway or something
Okay.
to cast it so that he can't see me cast it. And just. We're losing a tail.
Okay.
His brain goes. So you're turning into a lizard?
Because it's appropriate for my situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I need to escape from something. I'll drop my tail and then I'll live.
Yep.
So he says, "Okay, good luck growing a new one. I'll meet you on the other side."
I'm just watching a super confused face on.
It's just.
I'm just like,
So
Rowan.
So if they've ducked down the first alley,
Yep.
I'll walk to the next alley, go down
How far away
left
would you be from
left.
if he's going down the next one?
So say 100 feet. It's not that much.
So I'll
There's a little bit of a crowd building up. So yeah.
So I'll just do I'll do a loop around the nearest series of left turns.
And I'm
to-
going
to
to drop
get back
into
to them.
stealth. Oh.
Would I be able to get within 60
Oh, I got
feet of him
advantage
and
on stealth rolls! Haha!
Yeah. Roll.
19. But
Are you trying to sort of slip in casually, or are you just sort of like going, shit's up, they've probably spotted me and going down the alleyway, do I rush in a little bit?
I wouldn't want to rush in, but I'd want to try and get close enough to one of them that I can cast Hold Person.
Alright, so you're going into the concept of, you've seen them duck into the alleyway, which means you've lost line of sight to them, which means you basically have to go to the entrance of the alleyway.
Yeah.
Or at least, we'll say 10 feet from the alleyway is the best you can do because of the width of the street you're on.
Yeah.
So if you decide to go to the other side of the street and look down the alleyway instead of going directly to the entrance of the alleyway, you can do that.
Yeah.
But you've got about 10 feet at most distance between you and the start of the alleyway, plus whatever distance they've got down the alleyway.
I'll walk to the start of the alleyway, and I'll basically just stand there.
I'm going to keep walking as if I'm just going about my day.
And
'cause he's
as I
dropping
walk
stuff
into the
somewhere.
alleyway, and I speak the command word, and my armor's going to change colours.
Okay.
So it's going to go from Ruslan to just a drab grey.
You're walking along, so you probably can't see this.
I'm not looking. Yeah, I'm not
But
looking back.
you definitely see this.
I'm just holding, and I'll take an inquisitive check.
And I'll start slowly making my way, but being cautious because I'm like,
Yeah.
seeing what they've done already, I don't want to risk causing problems.
I'm going to actively listen to hear him walk down there.
I've rolled a nat 1 on your inquisitive, so whatever your deception is.
A 17.
Oh, actually, that's a 7, so you will have to roll deception.
Yeah, 21.
In that case, it just, you don't notice it, but I know that, okay, that's not great.
You keep walking down and keep listening to the footsteps, so it's kind of like gone a bit quieter because you have gone down the alleyway, Kind of like that.
On dirt or cobblestones?
Cobblestones. You can't get past them with a plate mail on.
No.
As soon as I see a corner, I'm going to walk down it.
Yep.
But again, make it look like I'm just casually walking. And then
You got two choices. You can go down one of the middle alleyways, or continue on and then go down to the next main street.
No, I'm going to go down one of the middle alleyways.
Middle alleyways.
Probably turn to the left.
Turn to the left?
And then
Alright,
hide
you
down.
turn to the left and go down an alleyway. He's now past you, just where you're hiding.
I'm going to hold for a second and then slip out and follow him.
Okay. Chick. Alright, hide, listen, or perception.
You've got disadvantage on perception checks, and I rolled a 9.
No, he's a listening, so he's not visually. Yeah. He can't see you at all. This is a listen.
He's still got this. Oh,
You're
right.
behind him.
You're still making noise.
Yes.
And that is a 19.
What'd you get?
19 as well.
Which means... Shit.
Stuff happens!
Would you like me to re-roll?
No, it's all good.
In the event of a tie, the status quo is maintained. So if you already couldn't see him, then you still can't see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah.
As I get to the corner, I'm just going to call out, can I speak to you for a moment?
You're about 30 feet away?
Doesn't sound like
Can I speak to you?
Describe yourself.
Just about 5'8", blonde hair, blue eyes, human,
Wearing half plate.
wearing half plate.
I was right. Gambling on
Yeah.
I went spellcaster human. So, and I'm going to take another inquisitive check if I can. Oh fuck me! That's a 9.
Roll 2 plus my 2, so it's 4.
Oh sweet, I got a good check.
So it seems like this entire thing has been occurring at just like a slow walking pace.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan would have quickened his pace just a little bit, so it's like down an alleyway and then he turned left again. So he's going back the way he came.
Mm-hmm.
I went forwards, left, and then left again. So I would.
You're roughly
I'm-
going parallel to what his direction was, is what you're
Yes.
saying.
So once I'm like at the entrance of this alleyway, I could probably see all the way down to Imperius and the random guy. So just say all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Can I roll
Also,
an insight to see what kind of tone you set it in? Like,
yeah, that's
if
what I
it's
was
got,
about
like,
to
an
do.
Go for it. Roll an
imposing
insight.
or-
Can I do that as well? Because I was about to say
Mhm.
that.
That is a 15. No,
That is a 26.
He's a lot better than
What was your tone?
I wanted to know if he knew who Imperius was.
I know who they are,
Okay.
and I'm trying to provide friendliness.
Okay, probably what would be actually a better way of interpreting is that when he said, "May I have a word with you?" Kind of like in that sort of like exasperated sort of.
Yeah, so it wasn't
Let's-
like a guard, oh, I'm gonna have a word with you.
Yeah, it's more like a. It's more like can we stop this charade and have a conversation?
All right, then.
I'll step out.
And I say, all right then, just breaking stealth.
I just rolled that 20, so basically as you were saying that, I'm like, that's nice.
Kurosagana's just gone. Chains fall.
And now I see that you're not in Muslim room.
Who are you?
Why?
I'm not sure yet. I have some questions.
Speak.
I know who you are. I know where your friends are. I talked to them last night.
Who?
The dwarf and the halfling.
Why?
Your actions here have caused problems. running into places and just slaughtering people is not. No, it's a detriment to everything I was trying to do, and a detriment to the town as a whole.
I really want to say, never mind the one who did it's dead, but I'm not going to say that. No. That's unfortunate for you, isn't it? But
Oh no, it's very unfortunate for you because if I was to just shout one word, I'd have half the garrison here in moments.
sure, but you'd be dead as well.
That's nice. You do realize that the two that you've killed within the tree are going to be brought back.
Unfortunately. We were trying to get out, not kill them. You realize what the tree's for, don't you?
Yes. And I was trying to deal with that in my own way.
Yes, well...
You have thrown spanners in the works.
Wait, what? You were trying to deal with it? Does that mean our goals are aligned?
I'm not sure because I don't normally go around into places where I'm not meant to be, murdering innocent people.
Who's innocent in this town? I don't see any.
You may not be aware. There are things, greater things here than you will ever imagine. But your actions have put it all at jeopardy.
I start coiling up the Kursagana and just I think I'm done here. This isn't worth my time and you haven't offered anything to me.
Well, if you were
From what
wanting
I
your
underst-
friends back, you're going to need my help.
Am I?
Because of what you did to Sai and Rowena, I'm currently the ranking cleric within the town.
At that, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to roll for an attack.
Roll.
As
Actually, both of you just you two, actually all four of you roll initiative.
Okay.
you
I'm
can
not
react according to
actually
this.
rolling to attack him.
Mhm.
I'm rolling to throw a dagger past his head.
It's up to them how they perceive it.
Please don't miss. I'm on the other side of that head.
7.
7,
19.
19.
12.
What's your
What
initiative?
are we rolling?
Initiative.
Initiative. Fucking slow. 8.
Okay.
So I'm first.
You're first. You see, because it's all sort of like in this really sort of microseconds of stuff. You're used to how he operates every once in a while, so you know he's reached in for his wallet.
Wallet.
and you know exactly what he's about to do.
Well, I don't know which one.
You also probably see this as well, because you're reacting to what he does.
If he doesn't do anything,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Hold Person before I can throw anything.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, really, stop.
Why?
That's not your turn yet. That's all you get. Cast, do a saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna human debt that. Not 20.
Damn
With
it.
my wisdom, it just breaks. You just can't. But I hesitate. I do. Why?
I want to hear him out. As he said, he could have called the guards on us already.
From what I hear, if he calls the guards, he's in enough trouble himself.
How do you
What
do that?
aid do you offer? So far, you've just come here to insult us. What aid do you offer?
I came here to find out whether or not you were all just a bunch of murderous morons or not. It appears one of your group may just be that, but you seem a bit more intelligent.
For what happened under the tree, mistakes were made. It was not our intention to kill innocents.
Mistakes.
Yes.
Christian, can you do a perception check for me?
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a 10.
10. All right.
Oh, dear.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Mistakes were made, and I am very deeply sorry for what happened in there. That was not our intention at all.
Do another stealth check.
I'm sure you could have surmised that from talking with the other two. It was not our intention to kill innocents. Our intention was to stop what was happening in there.
Yes, but there's more to it than just destroying. What you don't seem to understand is that the few mangy soldiers we were managed to make for this town protected it. If we do not keep up with our deliveries,
So you
the
made
Muslim will
them?
come here and turn the entire town into what you saw beneath that tree.
So you made them.
I did not make them. I do not have the power to do so.
Well, our aim is to stop this from happening altogether.
I don't care. You're making armies that. So what? This town is protected at the cost of the rest of the bloody continent?
Are you aware of what Xenophelt are doing?
You know about
You have never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
They are a cult, and we believe that Muslim are funding them, and they are creating a death plague. We have been following it, and it has led us to the Black City, but we've had
Do a religious check if you want.
Nat 20.
Nice.
What
What does that become overall?
Religion, it becomes a 23.
Xenophelt is an old minor god that you've heard in the past that hasn't been around for quite some time, but you know that they're a death cult.
Mm.
And you know that when they were around at the time that they were, which is probably a few centuries ago, they were deadly, and there were lots of zealots in their group, and when they had their mind set on something, they would do whatever they can to achieve it. You dismissed it at first when you first heard about that particular guy who was in the hospital who had all the black thingos going through his neck and stuff like that. And you kind of dismissed it as like, nah, that can't be right. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it's just they'll figure it out. Some disease. You've got a bigger problem to deal with when it comes to figuring out this undead. But he's now just mentioned this, and you know of Xenophelt quite well. You've well researched it and whatnot because of what you've heard so far, but you weren't convinced that originally. So yeah, you know that if these guys are around, then it could be quite bad.
So this town will survive for a little bit longer because of undead guards, and then the plague will break, and everyone will die. Simply because, we're trying to do the right thing to protect these people. These people aren't innocent. They're
You've
human
never had
shields.
people to protect, have you?
I protect myself.
That's what I thought. I'm not going to
Sorry, I
talk
was
to you
going to
anymore.
get to that.
So,
Christian, in the very last moment as you said so, in the corner of your eye, this rope comes over, and it's trying to go around your neck.
No, like torso.
It has to go around his neck first before
Yeah,
it goes
okay.
around his torso.
Yeah.
So to him, visually, it's coming around his neck.
Mhm.
That's what most people would probably instinctively think.
Okay.
Okay. However, you manage to see it at the last moment, and you get it caught. You purposely get this rope caught on your shield.
Yeah.
And it goes around the shield. And can you both do an opposed athletic check, please?
God. Okay.
Like you failed.
Nat 20.
Jesus.
Fuck it. How many natural 20s is that again?
Over all.
Mine is also a 21.
Ooh. It's kind of like a you were trying to pull on him to bring him out of wherever he is, and he's doing the same thing. It's like you both just go taut.
At that point, I just go, Rowan, I assume.
Hi. You know me?
I've been told of you by Amber.
Ah, where is she?
In her cell, I would imagine.
Can we go and get her then?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because I have not yet decided whether or not I trust you.
I let the rope go slide in my hands. I'm like, oh well, don't let this be a disparaging factor.
want to just.
I was just trying to protect my friends.
I saw by your reaction that you've heard of Xenophon before.
I've heard of a cult that has been dead for centuries.
They
Yes.
are not dead, unfortunately. I wish it were so. I'm sure, seeing as you are one of the clerics of the tree, you know of the man who had the infection on his chest, the black tendrils.
Yes, I dismissed it because
That is part of their plague. When that man was to die, he was to unleash that plague here. And it would most likely have killed everyone in the city.
Bear with me for 20 seconds. And I turn around and walk to the entrance of the alleyway and check left and right for guards.
Well, the main reason why we saw it underneath the tree was because we knew that, well, first of all, the soldiers were being greeted there, and we were concerned that possibly also Xenophon had a step in there and was possibly also creating the plague in there.
Xenophon has had no place in this town.
Well, we were not sure of that.
To my knowledge,
As I said, it was a mistake. We did not mean what happened down there.
So you were the ones that caused the problems in the tree the other night.
Yes.
I start walking back up the alleyway.
I didn't mean to, I'm sorry.
Imperious throwing. Yeah, we gotta go. Time is short. Are you going to follow us or turn us into the guards or what? Make your mind now.
If you would join us, I would greatly appreciate your help.
Well, if you
We
want
do
to get
wish-
your friends out, you'll have to wait till night. I can tell you that much.
Why?
Because currently, most of our guards are sitting at that prison, waiting for someone to come and resurrect the clerics. They won't be here for
Motherfucker.
A day or
can
two?
Turn it around that fast? I assume the resurrection spell would at least take a couple of days.
Not an hour.
To actually get someone to come here
I-
and do it is a bit longer.
the head cleric from the Black City is on their way here.
The head cleric.
Yes.
What's his name?
No, you wouldn't know.
No. I don't know. I just know that he has the power to be able to resurrect the clerics that you killed.
And what is your intention? And I'm gonna roll inside this.
So
and know what it says.
On everything I heard him say for us.
An advantage on
Well, let
lies.
him actually say what he's going to say first.
Well, seeing as what you've done here has already destroyed any semblance of plan that I had to destroy what undead were being created, this town will probably be destroyed within the next week.
Understood.
So I need to now get out of here before everyone else comes.
And in relation to us,
He could join us. He could help us. He knows more about this than we do.
why? What's in it for you? What, free passage out? You aren't one of us. You can walk out of the town right now. Why am you not? You come to me saying you were a cleric of the Musalon, and then you claim you don't want to harm us, but you want to follow us? I'm not
I
convinced yet.
don't want to follow you.
No? Then why are
I
you
think
here?
you need a sage mind to keep you from doing what you did in the tree again.
And then I ask a check, and 22.
23.
He's genuine.
So we have a conscience now. Another fucking one.
I like it.
Really, he's offering help. We need all the help we can get right now. Whether he sticks with us or not is up to him later on, but if he can help us get the others out, we need to do it.
Fine. Under duress.
You know what? And so are you.
You're a very weird one.
Yes, he is.
Elves.
What is your suggestion then?
Well, I think I have something you may want to see first. So if you would like to follow me to my house, we can lay low there until nightfall.
You live here?
Of course he lives here.
Where did you think I would live? I'm a cleric of the tree.
But possibly in the tree. Anyways, please.
No, the
leave
tree
the-
is dirty.
I will tell you more of Montanoil as we go.
What is your name?
Volkia. Oh, had it set up?
Had it set up.
Get it out.
The whole
So-
way to his place, I'm just going to explain everything we know about Montanoil.
Okay, he basically just goes through the whole lot while you guys are walking back to your place.
I'm just stacking insight checks against him.
Shall we break?
We are going to have a break. I really need to go to the top.
So shut
It's
up
gonna be a
first.
very-
Whoa!
Do I get disadvantage if
You
I
do,
pick
you
before
do.
you?
That's right.
There are friends in the bathroom again.
Yes, that's right. All right, we're going to have a 15-minute break, and when we'll be back, we'll continue on with this little journey. So, see you all after the break. Thank you all, Coom.
You tried to kill him the moment he joins the team.
I was trying to lasso him.
No, not you. Yeah. Okay.
welcome back. You guys head through the city and head towards. I've got to get your new character's name right.
Something's not right.
Sorry, yeah.
It was no joke.
Volkia.
Yes.
You head to Volkia's place. You travel through the city without too much of an effort, and every time a set of guards come by, you sort of like just duck down an alleyway and just wait for them to pass by. Have you gone back into your Muslim colours? Yes. Okay. And you head to your abode next to the eastern gates.
Yes.
And then you head in.
What do we see?
You see a very simple house. It's a two-story building, like most of the buildings in this area. Very typical maple wood framework with the door plaster walls. It is pretty nondescript. It doesn't have a shop front per se. But yeah, you enter into the building itself, and you enter to the main ground floor area, and there's a set of stairs that go up to the next floor. This area is mostly set aside for prayer. So you're seeing a few iconic sort of bits and pieces here and there for the god of healing.
Oh, the person with two names, of which I can recall neither. Noralis and all.
Noralis and all.
Really? A human worshipping an elven deity?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, for now.
Table is yours.
Come in. Now, I'm not sure if you know what happened at the tree yesterday.
I ran away. I was a horse.
I know what happened.
That's where.
Volkia, is it?
Yes.
Not at the moment. Please.
What?
Please. Not at the moment.
We know what happened anyways. We were there. Of course we fucked up.
Take an insight check if you want.
Yeah, I rolled that one. I have really good insight, but I rolled that one.
What'd you roll overall?
9.
I'm not
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's good. 15.
Okay, because he has a very good persuasion, so he's still a 9. Would still probably do it.
You said when I was seeing you rolling.
What do you do?
Wish. Well, if you don't want to discuss that, we can discuss going in and getting your friends.
Tell me, can you speak silently?
I have a whole house. I can go to another room if you wish.
No. Can we speak?
I direct him up the stairs.
Wait here for a moment, in fairness. If you hear anything loud, burn the house down. Follow him up the stairs.
That's a bit harsh.
He's next door to a blacksmith. Thanks for asking.
The upstairs area is mostly a bedroom. There's a couple of beds in there. Like one of them is obviously yours that you used, and the other one is supposed to be made up and not being used all that much. It's quite comfortable considering.
What you do notice is that there's a separate prayer space up the top of the house with different markings.
Who's that? That is not. It's irrelevant. And I sit down on probably the bed.
Yep.
And just start crying. Yes, he's gone. We know. I know. The elf downstairs, however, he will react with even less control than I have. Please, for the moment, and I'm just trying to pull it together badly. For moment, don't let him know. If we're going to get the others out, he needs to be stable.
Just be aware
Of what?
that part of my trying to control what was coming out of this town was to make sure those that I figured were too powerful weren't turned into soldiers.
So he's dead?
I don't have the power to bring him back. I wish I did.
Do you have
But I
the
do
power
not.
for it to stop him coming back?
I have already done this.
Thank you.
I just need to tell you that after I did it, I brought his body here to protect it.
Thank you. And I get up and hug him.
Okay, my son. I know
Yolan was a friend of mine.
I
Please,
figured as
just,
much.
just for the moment, don't tell the elf.
Well, on our way out of here, we need to come and get him and his things, because they are downstairs.
His
I was
things
going to
are
say,
here.
out of curiosity,
Yes.
where is the body? Because I feel like Imperius would be poking around
In a
upstairs.
basement.
Not in the basement.
And I've been in old houses before. So soundproofing, not great.
No, but it's enough for them.
Okay.
They'd be talking quietly too.
You may be hearing a little bit of crying.
I am perceptive as hell.
Hmm You can definitely hear some crying. And then some, there.
There, my son.
Can you get his sword without the others seeing it?
It is in the basement, so I'd have to walk past everyone.
Can you use the sword?
It's not really my thing.
You probably actually didn't grab the sword, it was just too difficult.
The
Adamantium
the
one?
adamantium one. No, that's the. Which sword are you talking about? He had a few on him.
Gold, bronzy colored,
Ah,
valuable.
that one I had to leave at the barracks. It's with the rest of your gear.
Do you know where it is?
Yes.
That might come in handy. Good way to break bars.
You shouldn't need to break bars.
Only if we have to. 5 plans are better than 1.
This is true. But for the moment, I will keep this hidden until we've got the rest of your group.
I apologize for my earlier actions. Things are
It has
tense
been
and I'm on edge.
a couple of hectic days within this town. It's normally a lot quieter. Let's be honest.
Well, what can you do? I have not had time to grieve yet. Please just don't tell the others, because they will break down before I will.
Let's go make plans to get your friends out.
Fine. Thanks. I walk downstairs.
You walk downstairs.
So, the prison itself, and now I go about describing the building that they're held in, where the prison cells are, and how we would have to go about getting them out. And
The prison itself and the barracks complex isn't as big as you would expect. However, the top area up there, where the building is mostly the barracks itself, which homes not the entire soldiers in the area, but a good portion of them. A lot of them are also housed in smaller barracks buildings near each gate as well. So the army is spread across the city, the town itself. There is about, at any one particular time, 20 beds in this particular barracks. And then there's a set of stairs that basically go down into the basement, which is where the cells are. So it's not particularly big in any sense.
So the ground floor contains just beds.
It has like a front office as well as an entry area as well.
So like foyer and offices, then in the rear is beds.
Correct.
And the stairs aren't in the barracks, they're somewhere around the office area.
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize, Imperius.
Hmm?
You made the right call. We can trust this one, for the moment at least.
I'm not saying to trust him, I'm saying
No, we can.
very well. So what is our plan?
Well, Volkia,
At the moment, I'm thinking the best thing I can do is have you guys waiting around the back of the building. I've got a couple of extra colours that one of you may wear to follow me in. And I will go in asking to speak to the prisoners in a room together. And instead of taking them to the room, we may walk out the back where your carriage waits.
Ah, so the consular is intact.
For the most part, your
horses are dead.
animals are not around anymore. So you may need to find some mode of...
The barracks will have horses, will it not?
It will. None of them are draft horses.
Draft horse, war horse, much the same now.
Most of them are just messenger horses. They're lean, not really meant for battle, not really meant to pull things.
Still, they could work in a short term to get us out. Potentially.
True.
It's the only way we're going to get the cart out.
Is there anything in the prison that we should specifically be aware of? Anti-magic, traps, wards?
I would know about most of this, would I not?
Joe, say that again?
The prison doesn't have anti-magic fields, wards, traps, or anything like that.
No.
No?
Pretty simple.
It's just a simple. It's just a simple prison. It's nothing.
If one of us is to accompany you, would you prefer someone who can deal with locks or someone who can deal with magic?
I can come small.
Well, I'm sort of leaning towards if we cannot find a horse, we might need a horse.
I can make lots of horses.
Hey. Yes.
And I can make friends very quickly.
With animals, he can make friends really quickly.
It was that immediate just silence of like, yeah, sure.
I
you
raise
can.
an eyebrow, look at Imperius and smirk slightly.
Oblivious.
But you're good inside. You have no insight.
What's 4 to insight, actually?
But you have no insight.
Well, who do you want to accompany you?
It is up to you. Which
The scale's smaller on that, that's what I've done.
I
So,
can get the
stairs are
keys.
here?
It's not
We
an
could
issue.
potentially all go in. He could use your spare colours and I can create my own.
Alright.
I can disguise myself using that.
That would be how you escaped.
And I can get very small. I just need a rest first.
Well, we said we should go in tonight, so we will have time to rest.
Tell me, do any of the Breton clothings, such as their archers, their war mages, anything, face coverings or veils?
You mean
Muslim, sorry,
Most soldiers wear a full.
that will do.
They've also got helmets and stuff too, so they are pretty well armored.
I feel like hood plus nasal helm covers enough of the face just in general.
Whereas disguised armor does not actually weigh me down.
Fair enough. I won't bother with the helmet, but the hood could help.
I go get the spare set of
Yep.
robes that I've got for myself and hand them to because I don't really wear them.
I just start undressing and redressing in the living room, not giving a shit. It's just like pure practicality. No need for modesty or anything. It's just.
Right. So you guys have a plan? You're still discussing that.
I think we have a plan. We're all going.
We've got a part of a plan, about 12% of a plan.
We've got about 12% of a
12%
plan.
of a plan?
The rest of it's basically going to have
I thought there
to
was 5 plans.
wing it.
In the rest of the barracks, anything of use? Armory?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's
Definitely.
swords and bows and arrows and armor and everything you can think of that would be in a barracks, but that's about it.
You'll notice in that map that I've just put together for you, in the armory is with the officers there at the back, the next to the stairs.
Okay. It's like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where would their stuff be kept?
In that armory.
In that armory?
How convenient.
Pass
How
us
many
one of,
guards
like,
would
the
we
red
expect to be
plates.
here?
And are there any horses kept on this map?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I guess
Would
they
they
keep
have
horses in the armory, didn't you know?
There's a courtyard.
If there'd be any, they'd be out the back in the fields where.
No, there's no horses at the moment.
I mean,
You don't need no horses.
How many would be garrisoned there?
If it's during the day, it's mostly empty because they're out on the streets, especially considering what's been happening. During night, there's usually less of them. So, you know a standing group of about 12 in that place.
you can take 12 guards.
I don't know. 6 took out your
I was
list.
gonna say 6 killed me and stopped the rest of us. Like stopped. I mean, Antoine from attack. Like
Imperious.
escaping.
Yes.
You are.
Can I have my bag?
Carry
Yes, of
yourself.
course, yes.
A
I'll
bit.
see that. That's no
How
problem.
much gold is in the bag?
Minus the 10% that you said. 'Cause you're carrying that 10%.
900 something?
No, it's 1,000, probably about 1,700.
Alright. I'll just say I'm carrying that.
My loot to my character sheet, honestly. 'Cause
Yeah, we had a lot of gold before we put the band together. And
I
then
had a lot of gold in my purse.
I'm usually not here by the time you guys are looting shit, so I don't know. Alright. Alright. I follow your lead then.
Well, I suggest. I'd know what time there'd be the least amount of soldiers in the barracks.
Given the change of everything and it's a bit of a manhunt happening at the moment. You could say that during the night time is when they're mostly there, so it's usually about 20 of them, it's almost full. Probably about 1 patrol of 6 might go out during the night, but those patrols do change between each of the gates garrisons as well.
Yeah.
But you probably suspect there might be a couple of extra patrols going out during the night time. And it might happen for a few more days before they give up.
So in other words, you know respect.
So you reckon there might be about a dozen there?
Yeah. There's probably going to be about a dozen soldiers within the complex itself. The rest will be out on the roads.
That's will do.
If we have to
I'm
take
gonna
any out, I
add
can make
Muslim
sure it's
robes to
silent.
my disguise kit.
If we have to take any of them out, I can make sure it's silent.
If that's what needs to be done.
We will try and avoid it as much as possible, but if there is no other option.
Yes, I am ready. I have many magics. And apparently I'm carrying 110 platinum pieces.
So, I actually have an outline disguise kit. I'm going to go more into depth with it from now on and actually design the specific clothes that are set in it. So I've got noble, beggar, and Muslim.
All this does weigh up, it becomes bulky, so it becomes difficult.
Bag of holding!
Other than the fact you got a bag of holding.
It's a woman's best dream. Bag of holding.
Bag of holding, yeah.
Is there like a dining space?
Yeah, so those 2 tables in the middle of all the beds, and the kind of bar-looking place is like essentially the kitchen and the main barracks, main eating area.
Okay.
And that room behind it is essentially the storage that you know of. So most of these.
That's storage.
Yep. The other room near the entrance is also another storage room. You know that mostly a lot of the tabards and the paper, ink, all that type of secretarial type
All
stuff.
the stationery and stuff
Yeah.
would be there.
Amongst other things, there's a whole lot of other stuff in there, but yeah, nothing spectacular.
Alright, are we moving out then?
Once we've all rested, I imagine, because we.
I'd like a bit of a rest. Just
Yeah.
just an hour.
And I also need to figure out what spells.
Can
Alright.
spend a hit dice on that?
You can do whatever you want to do, yes.
Yeah, I'll short rest and recharge my wife chips so I have access to 2
Yep,
again.
so you're doing a short rest at least. Alright. Back to the cells.
Should I,
No.
Amber, I'm bored.
All you hear is like angry
Grunts and banging.
grunts and groans and like mild yelling and just crunk, 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 crunk.
Amber, what the hell are you doing?
Venting. What else am I supposed to do in here?
Take 5 points of damage from broken knuckles.
Pray?
Pray?
God?
Pray to what god?
Oh, that dwarf one that you had fun with last time?
Moradin. He is. Look, he saved my ass once, but I don't think he saved me. No, he helped us so that we could help him. It's not the same.
It might be. Just ask nicely.
I have many times. He doesn't come, and I don't even have my axe. You know, with the thing that has the thing that connects the thing and the.
Maybe, I don't know. Have you tried a different god?
I don't know the gods. I've tried connecting. I can't seem to figure it out. For some reason, some almighty, powerful being in the sky has decided to spare my life. For what purpose, I don't know.
I
don't
doubt
know
it so
why.
you can punch holes in the rock.
Maybe not. But it makes me feel better. My head hurts. Makes my head hurt less to hurt my hands.
That's a twisted kind of logic. I guess it works.
They get so swole in their post like hangover mining. It's like if my arms hurt more, my head hurts less.
What about Rowan's god?
What about Rowan's god? I don't know about Rowan's god. Does he even follow a god?
I don't know. I would think he would follow some god of nature.
Amber actually stops and sits down and starts thinking, which hurts, but she's gonna do it anyway. I think he might.
It has been discussed, so it depends on whether or not she would remember.
Yeah.
Probably not for her.
She's got a massive headache. Like she's
Yeah.
hungover and has a concussion, or like the aftermath of concussion.
Well, if either of you would remember, it's not one god; it is the spirits.
The Fae.
Yes. Yeah.
Various remembers.
Do I remember?
I don't know. When I talk to Rowan, it kind of sounds like he has a friend, someone he talks to, but I don't think it's a god.
Is it a squirrel?
No, he does wear a squirrel. He has that little weird talisman thing that he wears around his neck. Pardon me. It's kind of cute. I don't know. I don't know how druids work.
I would like to know more, but he's not here to ask.
Well, maybe you can ask him. Antoine,
We?
headache go away.
Why do you have a headache?
I don't know, probably because I fell off the cart. I also kind of banged it against the wall last night. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Repeatedly.
What happened after you left the tree? Because I saw the cart kind of like fishtail around the corner, and then that was it.
I thought everyone was behind us, and I wanted to. Rayleigh said that the body of the person that was there was important for something. That, I don't know, he would stop everything. I'm not really sure at this point anymore. But I was trying to get the body away, so I pushed in the cart, the unconscious man. And I thought I'd better get the evidence away from. And, I thought everyone was behind us, and. Well, it turns out that not everyone followed behind. And I didn't realise. And they cut down the horses as I tried to spur and save our things. And I hit my head and got walked away to here.
Okay, what about Rowan?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think he kind of ran off.
The Great Horse Escape, okay.
Look, there was a lot going on, and my head kind of, I was seeing spots a little bit.
I think you might have a hangover.
No!
Oh, yes.
No, dwarves don't get hangovers.
Those don't stop drinking either.
I haven't stopped drinking. Looks down at, the cup of water that she's probably got in there. It's been less than 24 hours.
Amber,
What?
you drink from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And I would hazard a guess that you drink while you're asleep.
No. I wake up to drink.
Hook it to my veins.
When you wake up in the middle of the night because you need to pee because, you've
been
had
drinking.
drinks before bed. I just have a little bit more of a drink. And then go back to sleep. It helps. It's really good for sleeping, actually.
So this is the longest you've ever been without alcohol.
No. Maybe for a long time. Yeah, my head hurts. Alright.
I think you have a hangover. I would
Is
suggest a
this-
couple of raw eggs and some Worcestershire sauce. I don't have this.
Is this what Rowan felt like after I gave him my ale?
Perhaps.
Ooh, man, I'm going to have to apologize. I think, okay, yeah. It's not pleasant. Why do people get hangovers?
Because they stopped drinking.
Why? It
I
just
don't
seems
know.
simpler to not stop.
It's also better not to start.
What's wrong with drinking?
It wells the mind.
No, I think perfectly clearly without alcohol. I mean,
Freudian slip there.
Okay. I think maybe now you are
with
delusional.
alcohol. Shush, you guys. That's an Alice mistake.
It's still an amber mistake. That's the thing about it.
I mean, no, with alcohol. I think perfectly fine. Oh, it's the lack of alcohol that makes my head hurt. Oh, I think that's the point, isn't it?
That is the point. Understanding at last.
What are we gonna do, Antoine?
I don't know. As a follower of Tia, I should stand for judgment. It is the just thing to do. I must face justice for my part in these crimes, even if I think they are not particularly.
But you didn't do anything.
I was there. That makes me party to them.
But
Even if I did not swing the final blow, I did not stop anyone else doing it either.
I don't like your god.
He is fair.
I'm not letting you do that.
stand to trial.
No.
How
We're going
else
to
do
get
we-
out. We're going to get out of here, and I don't know. I'll punch a hole through the wall, and she'll try and actually punch a hole through the wall.
Have
and
you
it will
tried
hurt,
punching
and-
the door?
I'm not stupid. I can't break metal.
And you think you can break stone?
Yes, it chips away. You know, slowly.
Maybe you could dent the door enough that it doesn't sit on its hinges properly and then flex it out or something.
She'll give it a go.
Well, athletics roll.
Oh, disadvantage. Modified 20. Shut up! Leave me alone!
You punch the you punch the grate for the cell quite hard, and you hear it sort of echo through the chambers in the lower area and whatnot. And you put a good hit into it, but these things are solid as.
Ah! That was a bad idea, Antoine. It hurt.
How's your head feel now?
Good point. And she'll just sit back down and plop.
You four heading towards the guardhouse, I assume.
Yes. Okay, so we have.
Are you guys sorry? You guys waited till the evening, or are you going to do it during the day?
Waited until he was.
It's only an hour, so you've still got a bit of day left to go.
You made it sound like during the day there were less guards.
Yes, because they're more out on patrol and more active trying to search for you guys.
But at night they also sleep.
In fact, during the day, you may even suspect there might only be like 6 people in there in the guard barracks. It's hard to tell. This situation is unheard of, so there might be 6, there might still be 12. They might have reinforced it from the other garrisons because they've got 2 of the main prisoners here, which you suspect may also happen to. While there is more of the patrols going out, there's probably a greater guard presence here, and you don't know what that would be.
So, regardless of time, I am wild shaped into a mouse in somebody's pocket. Probably mine. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys head to the barracks.
Yep.
Are you doing it during the day?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you approach? What do you do? Etc. etc.
Volkia.
I've got these 2 behind me, and I'm basically just walking.
As we reach closer to it, I'm going to disguise self to make myself look very similar to Rayleigh in the guard uniform.
As always, there's usually 2 guards on the front entrance. They see you approach. You're looking like yourself, aren't you? Like how they know you. Alright. Can you do me a disguise roll?
What?
It'll be your proficiency plus.
Intelligence?
We'll say intelligence, yeah.
18.
18. And you're doing thing there. Okay. But with these 2 with you,
Guards from another barracks.
roll a deception roll.
You probably should have. Yes, you should have.
Oh shit.
That's not one. With
Oh,
dear
Jesus
God.
Christ. This has gone to shit within the first set of rolls. Comes up to you and reaches for your helmet and hood.
I immediately step back and go, hey, easy. Just, I'm hungover, alright? The light's pretty fucking bright.
Roll a deception roll.
Oh, I can't even do it. We slept.
No, you only rested for a short rest.
Short rested.
0.
It's him!
Immediately reach for a dagger and shank him.
Go for it.
14. Emma, are you flanking me?
Yeah, right. I'll say this because it's a nice close top.
21.
All right. You attack.
Oh no. This went real south.
It went south real quick. They were horrible rolls.
Everything always does with us.
But that's like straight off the bat.
Every
12
time.
damage, and then I'm also going to elbow him in the face.
Okay.
17.
Yep, that hits.
Oh, it was 16 damage, sorry, I forgot that. 4 and 6. So 22.
This is like, it's him! And he's like, knocks to the ground. The other soldier who's at the gatehouse is basically pulling out a sword.
I cast hold person.
Roll initiatives first. For you guys.
All of us, I assume.
15.
17.
15.
Alright, you all get to go first before this guy because
23 as well.
I rolled a 5.
Well, he's
nat 20 on my initiative.
17, isn't it?
Yeah, 17.
Are you going to do anything there?
No, but I want to roll dice.
It will leap
Sorry?
through the air. And
I wanted to roll dice.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It will leap through the air as a mouse and chew him by his toes.
You're first, I shoot.
What did you roll?
15.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am. I'm going to take a quick look around to see if someone seems to have
That's a
moved.
full action for a perception check now.
No, just like literally glance
Yeah,
over his
you
shoulder.
just glance over. There's like about 3 or 4 people have just like seen this go down.
Guards or people?
People.
Okay. I'm going to cast hold first.
Okay. On him, I assume?
Yeah.
What's the DC?
16.
On your screen.
It's 15.
Yes. I still got to get used to who's who.
Imperius is your far right.
Okay. Yes. He's like,
How long does that last again?
it lasts a round. Then he gets to do another save.
Until he saves.
Or a minute passes.
Yeah.
So 10 turns.
I'm going to try and knock him out. I don't want to kill him. I want to knock him out.
So the first guard died.
Yeah. Well, no, and yes. Depends. Did you go for a killing blow with your elbow?
Probably.
Yeah, he's dead.
Crack the jaw or something.
Yeah, I would have been trying to put.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I would have been
That
trying to
one.
fracture his
Wow.
skull.
Wow.
What the hell's going on?
Your luck is just bizarre.
Roll literally any other die, please.
It's probably not going to work. Oh, that was 15.
You roll a natural one first, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you've tried to basically grab hold. Oh, actually, because he's health, you've got advantage.
Oh, so I got 15.
15.
Plus 6.
What are you trying to do?
I'm basically going to grab my mace and just try and bonk him on the head to knock him out.
Okay. Do damage, basically.
Trying to think of what else. This is the joys of getting a new character and not knowing
Yep.
what the fuck I can do.
Do your attack rolls as well.
Immediately after.
Well, you're next on the initiative track.
We're both 15.
There you go. Yeah.
Apparently it's a 1d6.
Yeah, it's because it's a light mace.
Okay.
23 and a nat 20.
4 damage. And as I'm hitting him, I'm like, try to just knock them out.
No. He just critted him.
The first thing.
The
is
first
a
one was
da-
your dagger attack.
So that would be the sneak attack, unfortunately.
Yes, correct. Which is not the crit. Correct.
No. So 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 4,
17.
17, and then a crit 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 8. Sorry, I basically stab him in the gut and then try to break his neck.
Yeah, pretty much what you do.
Grief.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Ah! He's one of the people in the crowd basically
I
just
cast
screaming.
silence on wherever they're screaming.
Yep, you cast silence on where they're screaming, and then suddenly just quietens.
What
But
now?
there's a cascading effect already happening.
Run.
All right,
So I basically run in the front door, straight to the left, down the stairs.
and I'm following.
Actually, would I know where the keys are? Or would I have a set of keys?
No, you don't have a set of keys.
Do I know where they are?
Yes. In the captain's office.
We don't need the key.
Where's the captain's office?
It's basically on the left-hand side door. So the captain's office, you got to get between that and the stairs itself.
So there.
Yes.
Okay, so the captain's office has the armory access within it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've grabbed one of the swords as I ran by.
Okay. All right. So you've basically just gone in.
Is it okay?
Because they'll have to come in through, like, if we go that way, then that way they have, like, if anyone's in here, they have to come through that way to get out. So
Okay.
we'll be already-
Just quickly roll a perception roll for everyone who's coming in.
16.
15.
After seeing the rockets, I think Rowan would have poked his head out of his bag to have a look around.
Yeah. You see the two guards are basically just in a pile of blood, sitting at the front door.
And I got a dirty 20 perception.
Yep, you definitely see that. And the front door gets kicked in, essentially. Actually, you probably wouldn't kick it in. You try to do it as stealthy as you possibly can. And you try and actually open the door, and it's not locked or anything like that, so it's not too hard to get in. Getting into the left-hand door is locked.
Does anyone know how to pick a lock?
I got it.
Okay, downstairs. Straight down the stairs.
I start picking the lock. It's 16 plus whatever bonuses.
Yep.
Dexterity. And
You managed to pick the lock without too much hassle, but you guys are now hearing soldiers come from within. You hear, swords coming out of sheaths and stuff like that, and a few soldiers starting to going on to the front door. They're going towards the door of the hallway you are currently in, the front entrance area that you're in.
So, what's behind this door? I swing it open.
To the cells, you gotta go downstairs to the right.
No,
Is there-
this is the guard's room. The guard captain's room.
This is the guard captain's room. Yes.
I pause at the door and just say, how many exits are there?
From this building? Two. There's the back exit and the front entrance.
And if I close this door,
There's.
do we need to go
When we
back
get
through this
inside,
door?
I'm going to push them
Sorry,
into
what's
the
going
guard
on?
captain's room.
Do
So
we need-
we're in the guard, like.
No, we're at the door of the guard captain's room. We're hearing guards coming towards
You are
us.
basically in the entrance hallway.
I'm going to
currently.
push them into
Correct.
the guard captain's room.
So,
because
no,
of
we're
the-
being pushed
Okay.
into the hallway that has the guard captain's room in it.
Correct.
So, go in there, close the door.
Is there a window from the guard captain's office out of the street?
As soon as you guys all basically go into the guard's captain room and close the door behind you, you hear a scraping of a wooden chair across stone. The guard captain is in here behind his desk, wearing his plate mail. Pulls up, grabs his sword.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Oh, I was going to say, we're under attack because we're still in disguise.
Initiative. You get to make these things on your initiative.
Another nat 20!
Jesus Christ.
18.
18.
19.
Alright, so let's do this properly. I'm going to take Amber off. I'm going to take Amir off because I don't have a. Oh no, that's Volky, that's right.
It does have it does have interior names on the top as well.
It's getting used to them where they are and getting it all out. So I don't have a Valen either. Alright, so what was.
Curious, really, Vokia.
We'll stop. What'd you get into?
18 for us two.
18, what did you get?
19.
What did you get?
23.
23. So that makes Rowan first. On my, this is going from my left to right.
Yep.
Who's going first out of you two?
I was 19,
It's
so
19, so it's him next.
And then
so
it's
that's
those
two.
two.
Then sorry, who's going next out of you two?
I think it's him because you've got high dex.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
which means I should have gone.
That's an old, just for those who actually might be paying attention still, that's an old 3 point